Now, if I could just zero in on a tell. Some sort of nervous habit. What the fucking? Where did you come from? Who burned in here? Closer to talking about things that are very depressing. Anyway, when we last left off, the freaking yokai shut down my computer. But last time we left off, I have to load this autosave because it stopped in the middle of my investigation because the power went out. Because I'm pretty sure the yokai came through my dang freaking game and corrupted my power grid or something and freaking turned off all the power. I am convinced that is what happened because there is no way that would happen when I'm just randomly in a yokai lane. I don't remember where we left off either, because of the power outage, so... You're excited about the prosecutor? Now I'm really starting to wonder about this place. Yeah, that's my major question. Why? I understand, like, the psychological thing and having him be there to understand the psychology of criminology, but why a convicted felon? Why is he the prosecutor? Who is he? Now I'm really starting to wonder what about this place. Oh, it saved when I was in the middle of showing her things? I don't remember if I showed her everything. What's this? Sukumogami? Sukumogami? A yokai that inhabits objects that have been used for a very long time. The red demon and a Sukumogami. What a strange combination. Is everything to her some supernatural phenomenon? Sent them the first time? Jinxie, I wanted to show you this. Wait, Apollo! You can't show that to her! Having her father arrested was bad enough. Did you say something? Maybe this wasn't such a good idea. Oh, never mind. Wait, Jinxie's a huge fan of the Amazing Nine Tails. She's probably freak out if I showed her this mask without the guy in it. What are you thinking? It would crush her if she figured out her favorite wrestler is dead. Guess I'll spare her the grief, although she really could use a reality check. That's the Amazing Nine Tails. He lives in the mountains right outside the village, but he often comes to visit. Really? He doesn't sound very secret or reclusive to me. No, he's not. In fact, he visits the village bathhouse all the time. What? No way! The Amazing Nine Tails goes to public bathhouses? What? But like a true wrestling legend, never takes his mask off. He takes baths in his mask? Uh-huh. He also has a towel that says, "Wrestlers Wanted." If I saw a naked masked guy with a message like that on his towel, I'd run the other way. Why is that on his towel? The incident. Jinxie, do you remember any more of what happened? Not much. At least, not yet. But you do think Tenma Taro was the killer, right? That yokai we saw at the festival? I don't know anything about that. Huh? But you said Tenma Taro murdered the alderman. It's okay, Jinxie. You can tell me... Yikes! What was that for? I forgot you do this! Why do you do this to me? Like every 2 seconds I talk to you! People see things when they don't get enough sleep. There's no such thing as monsters. Huh? What's gotten into her? So, if there are no monsters, you admit I'm human? No, you're still a demon. Oh, I give up. I don't understand your logic. If monsters aren't real, how am I still a demon? It seems that, like, Jinxie doesn't want to talk about Temataro for some reason. That's precisely what we need to know more about. Besides, she definitely thought there was a yokai there in the fox chamber. Also, I get that it's a very interesting detail that the freaking, talisman moves when I talk, but it's very distracting. Can we please get this off my head? Please? Oh, there we go. Jinxie, about this charm. That's... You gave me this when I was heading off to the scene of the crime. You thought Temataro was the murderer. That's why you gave this to me, right? That's true, but... If there's anything else you could tell us, it would really help. And it will help your father, too. Alright, then. Oh, what? Okay, I wasn't expecting that to change. Why do you think Temataro's the killer? I saw him with my own eyes. Temataro was right there in the manor. He escaped his prison and ran right by me. What? Jinxie, tell us everything you saw. I called the police after I stumbled on the scene. I was just about to head back to the festival grounds when I saw Temataro. It was right around here. He was running right at me. I was paralyzed with fear, but there was no one around to help me. The foul beast raced right by me toward the foyer. Toward the foyer? Mr. Flinch and Mr. LaBelle. LaBelle? Mr. Filch and Mr. LaBelle were supposedly in the foyer at the time. It means they would have seen Temataro too. Sounds like we better get their statements. Considering Jinxie's mental state, her eyes could have been playing tricks on her. Apollo? Remember the picture in this paper? Someone caught Temataro flying through the air. I wonder if it's the same Temataro Jinxie says she saw. Don't be ridiculous! Temataro is the killer, and he can fly too. Okay, Amazing Ninetales. Jinxie works at the Alderman's Manor, so maybe she can shed some light on this. So, no one knows the Amazing Ninetales' true identity? They say no one's ever seen him without his mask. Doesn't that make you want to know even more? That's why matches where wrestlers try to expose their opponent are so popular. Wait, you mean expose? As in strip them naked? You even think like a demon! The only thing the winner removes is the loser's mask. To have your mask torn off is worse than humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important than life itself. So you see, these unmasking matches are life and death battles for the wrestlers. That means this mask didn't just happen to wash up along the riverbank. There's gotta be a story behind it. I'm hoping that doing the scaredy cat voice isn't too much for her. No one can stop the amazing Ninetales. Bet she'd be shocked to find out he's really the alderman. Timataro, you say? You say? About the yokai you saw at the scene of the crime. Anything else stand out? Actually, I heard this strange jangling sound. A jangling sound? Can you be a little more specific? My memory's kind of fuzzy, but I vaguely recall seeing Timataro holding a staff or something like that. Maybe that's what was making the strange sound. Does Timataro usually carry a staff? Yeah, it does seem to fit her the most. I just worry that it might be too much every now and then. Question. I've never heard anything like that. And it's not shown on the scroll. How about in other documents? Any of them show Timataro with staff? This is the only known document depicting Timataro. After all, those who needlessly depict the demon are forever cursed. And what's the deal with Timataro you saw, Jinxie? Yokai Legend Scroll updated in the court record. Sole document showing what Timataro looks like. It seems those who foolishly choose to depict the demon are cursed. Jinxie's statement added to the court record. Why didn't you tell me you saw Timataro earlier? Actually, Mr. LaBelle told me not to tell. Mr. LaBelle? Posade. Oh, right. The other guy who was supposedly in the foyer at the time of the crime. And what exactly did he tell you? Keep the village superstitions in mind before you go talking about seeing Timataro at the time of the crime. Village superstitions? They say you must not gaze upon Timataro, but even in the event that you do look, and then tell anyone what you saw, Timataro will claim your soul. And that's something everyone here knows? Sounds like a bunch of baloney to me. Also, wouldn't your soul be stolen for telling me about it? Everyone from babies to the village elders know about it. But I didn't because I'm not from around here. Hey, come to think of it. Huh? Why is everyone hiding their faces? Hey, you there! You mustn't stare at Timataro like that! Lower your eyes! He'll steal your soul if you're not careful! Huh? Steal my soul? Seriously? The guy at the special event thing said almost the exact same thing. Apollo, do you think this LaBelle guy actually believes in Timataro? I seriously doubt it. He's not even from Ninetales Vale. Then why would he try to keep Jinxie from talking? Good question. I think we better go have a word with him. Time to unmask this monster of a mystery. Oh, time to unmask this monster of a mystery. The last time I saw Mr. LaBelle, he was relaxing in the foyer. Bueno! Next up, the manor foyer. With any luck, he'll be there waiting for us. Bueno? Why'd you say good? Why? April 17th. Kyubi Manor. Foyer. There's no one here. Guess our luck isn't so good when it comes to Mr. LaBelle. Maybe he's out for a walk or something. Somebody left something on the sill of the caretaker's office window. Town Pro Wrestling. Howling Wolf versus Pretty Boy Vampire. What? Blow by blow commentary by Timothy Twilight. What? Pretty boy vampire? Edgeworth's not here. Oh, it's a TV program guide. Peekaboo, I found you. Yokai of the Amazon. Join the hunt for tofu tofu! The high-protein yokai is said to fight cancer and heart disease. What? What is that? Married a yokai? Repeat? What? Episode 8. Wait, you're really a human? Starring something Vitus and Willie. What is this? Looks like someone circled a pro wrestling match. Hey, what do you think you're doing? I don't remember the voice I gave you, Mr. Tanuki. Yank! It's Oh, Mr. Filch! What can we do for you? I bet she was going to scream monster, which really isn't much of a stretch. Ain't nothing I need you to do for me. But what business do you got with my TV listings? Oh no, it just caught my eye. Can I ask if you watched this pro wrestling program today? Yup, it was a match between a couple of rank amateurs though. It was a complete disaster. I reckon even I could have done better than that. I seriously doubt that. TV listing added to the court record. Almost forgot. There's something I wanted to ask him. Mr. Filch, did you see anything unusual around the time of the murder? For example, Tenma Taro or something like that? Tenma Taro! So you did see him? My, how clean and shiny your forehead is again today, Mr. Lloyd, sir. Bet you shine up every day real pearl-like. The ladies must love it. Don't change the subject! And FYI, that was a seriously bad attempt at flattery. My forehead is not that big. Jinxie said she saw Temataro flee toward the foyer. So you must have seen him too if you were here. Yaps! Wow, I really pushed a button there. Well, did you see anything or not? Hold it. Who's holding me? Who are you? Oh, you're the guy who actually killed, right? But that is quite enough. I must ask you not to pester my friend anymore. I don't know why I'm giving you that kind of accent, but it seems to fit for some reason. Yes! Forgive me for being pestered, sir. Sir? And you are? I'm Florent LaBelle. We divine and personal aid to Mayor Damien Tenma. Damien Tenma. The divine and personal aid to Mayor Damien Tenma. Pure divine. More like yokai grotesque. This place is crawling with monsters. Yeah, he's making me think of a frog. Oh, excuse me, you. Did you just Joker much? Are you the Joker? What the was that for? It was just a little cologne. You had a look of stinky sweat about you. It's from my own original brand of cosmetics called Je suis la belle. Foreshadowing? What are you talking about foreshadowing? He's just making me think of a frog, and then he squirts me and makes me think of Joker. Joker frog. Crazy frog. Also, I don't know why I'm giving him... I don't know why he feels like... someone... Why am I giving you this accent? You feel like someone like that. Oh, well, heavenly sin. I think you just paralyzed my... olfactory. Olfactory? My olfactory receptors. I suppose such a scent would be difficult for a peasant to appreciate. I'll have you know that is brand number 5, bonjour. It's my way of introducing myself. Enjoy. Louisiana Georgian accent, man. I don't know why, but it seems to fit you. Where's my bottle of adieu so I can return the favor? Enough about the clone. Please tell us what you saw around the time of the murder. Percent. Yeah, I've been on game 2 for a minute now. Yes. You always go around sticking your hand in other people's faces. Oh no, I just wanted to show you this. And I know that's not his voice. I know I heard his voice in that cutscene earlier, but that... I can't help it! The Georgian accent seems to fit him perfectly! Ah, yes. And you do have something in that grandpa of yours. I'll have eyes for things of beauty. Now, if you would excuse me. Guess he'll only look at stuff that interests him. 5. Why are you stroking the flower like that? That's another thing. Yes, that's one charm, but why are you showing it to me? Because I'm pretty sure you're a frog. Guess it doesn't work on all monsters. Shame on you, thinking that would work on me. You should be honored to be bathed in my beautiful scent, peasant. No, I really wish it would work. Also, who is Pretty Boy Vampire? The amazing 9 tales. That's so amazing about... What? Ah, dang it. What's so amazing about him? I mean, my glasses are selling way better than his. You sell glossies of yourself? That's right. I have one for all 7 of my hair colors. 7? Well, I guess that's it. Civilization over. If you want one, you can simply ask. I'll even let you choose the color yourself. No, thank you. Why do you have 7 different hair colors? Well, I don't have anything that you find interesting. Keeping Jinxie quiet. I heard you're the one who told Jinxie not to mention that she saw Tenmataro. Wow, that little... So, she told you she saw a demon, did she? Mr. LaBelle, do you mind if I ask whether you believe in the village superstitions? Oh, please. I was merely trying to keep with traditions. Nevertheless, I'll say this. I won't stick my nose into this whole Tenmataro business if I were you. Bad things happen to those who do. That much is true. He is one scary monster. That's crazy! You really expect me to believe that monsters are real? Well, you're real, and you sure look like a monster. Look who's talking, Mr. Frogman! So, Mr. LaBelle, you didn't see Ow! Can you stop? Little Jinxie has an active imagination. Isn't that right, Phineas? Phineas? Oh, right, Phineas Filch. That's right. I didn't say nothing, especially not Tenmataro. As for me, I only see things of beauty. That's why I can barely see you. I've got 2 words for this guy. Total freak. Your alibi. Can I ask you what you're doing at the time of the crime? In other words, you'd like to hear my alibi? To think you'd suspect me of all people. Oh, no, it's just a formality. You ask everyone else. Ah, stop it! How dare you doubt me? That's an affront to beauty itself. Okay, dude, okay, get this. You look like a frog and you're wearing Joker's suit. And you stole his flower. And I'm half suspecting that the flower is filled with poison and you're slowly poisoning me. So, I don't consider you beautiful at all, Mr. Fishlip Frogman. You obviously can't see straight. Like that spritz really helped. What were we doing, you ask? Go ahead, Filchy. Answer the question. At the time of the crime, we were, in this here for. Exactly. Good answer, Filchy. Good answer. Doesn't mean what you told me to. You said quite enough. What is with these two? Great, now he's got me talking like that. Are we quite through here? I'm a very busy man, you know. Right. Well, thanks for your help, Mr. the Frogman. So these two were in the foyer, but didn't see Temataro. Come along, Filchy. Where are we going? Alright. Gotta practice those slipping. You're gonna dig your own grave with that big mouth of yours someday. What does he mean, practice statements? Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to touch up my makeup. Okay. Bye, Frogman. And you took the Tanuki with you. Apollo, I know this sounds strange. Mr. LaBelle seems unusually preoccupied with Temataro. Really? How can you tell? Well, it's kind of hard to explain. You see, I can read people's emotions from the tone of their voice. You mean you have good ears? Something like that. People's emotions are expressed in the tone of their voice. My ears can pick up on even the subtlest of tones for some reason. That's an interesting skill. But what do you mean he's preoccupied with Temataro? I'm not exactly sure, but it was like he was obsessed with the thought of Temataro. That's what I picked up from his voice, anyway. Everywhere we turn, it's Temataro this, Temataro that. We should go talk to the mayor, too. Sounds like a plan. We need to get to the bottom of that rumor about him wanting to release Temataro. Why would he want to release Temataro? Hello. April 17th, Detention Center. Visitor's room. Something wrong, Apollo? Where did your enthusiasm go? What am I doing asking the mayor if he has ever thought about releasing Temataro? At best, he'll think I'm an idiot. At worst... Oh, he's here! Hi. How are you? It's so nice to finally meet you. I'm Mr. Just's partner, Athena Sykes. I'm looking forward to working with you, Mr. Tema. Taro. Oh, yes. Look forward to working with you, too. Eek! Glad he didn't mind Athena calling him by a completely wrong name. Apollo, he's just kind of gentle looking as I'd imagined. Lucky for you, after the blunder you just made. There was something I wanted to talk to you about. There are rumors going around about how you want to, or did, set Temataro free. What utter nonsense! Yikes! They always assume the worst of me because of the way I look. But those rumors don't have a shred of truth, I tell you. A little touchy about his appearance, isn't he? What he really needs to work on are his people skills. Thank you for agreeing to defend me. Oh, no thanks required. Just doing my job. He's even scarier when he's not saying anything. Nice day today, huh? I love nice days like these. It's a perfect lawyering weather. The trial is tomorrow. Yes, right, the trial. Why do I keep blabbering on like that? I wanted to show you this. Sorry! I hate when he claims up like this. About that. Those charms on your head. They're the same as this one, correct? Indeed they are. Jinxie applied them after the murder. She said that would keep Temataro from possessing me. Oh, right. So it's not some creepy fashion statement. Still, there are an awful lot of them. I think I've already read this. That there are. Truth be told, my head's feeling a bit itchy. Can't you just peel them off? Jinxie did this for me. I could not hurt her feelings like that. He really cares for his daughter. Okay. This is a photo of the crime scene. Didn't happen to see a yokai there, did you? What in the world are you talking about? Oh, no, I'm not saying I believe in monsters or anything. I'm sorry. Please, somebody let me out of here. So did you see one? You know, like, I don't know, Temataro or... Never mind. Just forget it. Is he laughing at me, with me, or even laughing at all? It's kind of hard to tell. What about this? Nothing about that. What about this? Nope. This? Nothing about your daughter's statement? Okay. TV listings. You don't seem to care about the Prey Boy vampire. Temataro's revival. So rumor has it that you want to push the merger through in order to release Temataro. Of course, that's just a bunch of baloney, isn't it? Sorry if I offended you. So that's the talk around town, is it? I can see how that would make you angry. What if Jinxie's schoolmates start teasing her about this? Huh? I must break out of here at once. Her tormentors must be taught a lesson. No, wait! First we have to get you a not guilty verdict. Don't try to stop me. This is about a father's duty to his darling daughter. Hold tight, sweet Jinxie. Daddy's coming to save you. Relax! We'll look out for your daughter until we can get you free. Is that so? You don't need me to go straighten things out myself. Oh boy. They'd probably call in a SWAT team if you showed up at her school. Oh, right. I ought to ask about the reason behind the merger. Why the merger? It seems like you were rather forceful in pushing in the municipal merger. Did you really want Ninetales Vale that badly? Yes, well, it's quite an attractive prize in terms of tourism. Wait, am I feeling what I think I'm feeling? Sure, I played a bit of hardball, but only when I deemed it necessary. I knew it. My bracelet's reacting. What is it, Apollo? Mayor Timma may not be telling the whole truth. Really? How can you tell? People invariably tense up when they lie. That's where my bracelet here comes in. I can sense when the person I'm talking to is feeling tense. I prefer the Magatama because at least with the Magatama I can actually do something with the lies, but I can't with the bracelet unless it's in the courtroom because it begins to feel tight on my arm. No way! You can do that? Wait, so do you believe me? Just like that? Sure, each of us has our own special gifts. Oh yeah, Athena has a gift too, her special sense of hearing. Still, what do you think the mayor's lying about? I don't know, but it's our job to find out. It's been a while since my bracelet last reacted like this. Let's see if I still remember how to do this. Wait, I can use that as a Magatama now? What? That's not normal. First, I touch my bracelet, R. Right. Now let's give it a whirl. This isn't right. Yes. Remember this feeling of intense concentration. The ability to see the smallest twitch. The slightest frown that no one else can see. Now, Mayor Tema was lying somewhere in that statement he just made. And when he lied, a certain habit made itself clear just under his right eye. I just have to shift my viewpoint up and focus on that area. Just under his right eye. Oh, his eye's twitching. Alright. I've got him now. His nervous tail should appear when he's trying to pull the wool over my eyes. I gotta pour over every word he says and wait for it to appear. When it does, I'll perceive art. What do you mean there's a reason I had to do it before the trial?
Gotcha!
You don't want it for the tourism. Mr. Mayor, please, you can trust us with the truth. Truth? I don't understand. When you mentioned tourism, the bottom of your right eye started twitching. What nonsense is this? So what if it did? Please, tell us more about your merger bid. What more is there to tell? Why were you really seeking to merge with Nine-Tailsvale? I already told you. Tourism. The monster craze really revitalized the village, making it quite the prize. You really don't trust us, do you? What are you talking about? The village has been hot property ever since the monster craze started, has it not? I think you've yet to realize that what you're saying contradicts the facts. You say that the monster craze really revitalized Nine-Tailsvale, so you feel it would be an attractive prize for its tourism. But that would contradict this. What is it contradicting?
Take that!
That? This evidence proves you're not being entirely honest. Sorry, I take it all back. Oh, forgive me. There was a fly that was driving me crazy. If that's how he deals with flies, I'd hate to see him when he's really angry. So you think I'm not being entirely truthful? Yes, sir. This guy is seriously crazy. I think you've yet to realize what you're saying contradicts the facts. You say Nine-Tailsvale is booming thanks to the monster craze, so... Yeah! Okay, it was the amazing Nine-Tails. 3 times. Get scared. The monster craze in Nine-Tailsvale is a very recent phenomenon. It was sparked when the amazing Nine-Tails rose up against the municipal merger. And the village was practically a ghost town before then. So you see, you cannot possibly see it as an attractive prize for its tourism. It was for its flowers, wasn't it? What's the real reason behind your push to merge Tema Town with Nine-Tailsvale, huh? Well, Okay. Why the merger? Are you ready to tell me the truth now? Honestly, I never wanted to pursue the merger in the first place. But I had no choice if I wanted to protect my darling little Jinxie. What? Protect her from what? I received a threat. It said either I go through with the merger, or my Jinxie dies. What? Who's firing a kid? How awful! Who would do such a thing? I don't know. But whoever blackmailed me must be connected to the murder. Wait, so you think the blackmailer and the killer could be one and the same? Alderman Kyobi was immensely popular, so you have to ask, who would want him dead? The blackmailer who wanted the murder at all costs had all the motive in the world. But why go from blackmail to murder? The murder protest won't disappear just because the alderman was killed. Could it be? What if there was another reason for the murder? Like what? Maybe the blackmailer discovered Alderman Kyubi's secret identity, and his secret identity was a threat to the blackmailer's murder scheme. What do secret identities have to do with anything, Apollo? I have evidence revealing the Alderman's secret identity. Maybe it's time to use it. Okay, now I show him the mask? Now I show it? Fine. Mayor Tenma, please, take a look at this if you would. I've already shown it to him! He was like, ugh! That's the amazing Ninetales mask. What is the meaning of this? This mask was almost definitely at the crime scene, and there was some white hair inside. White hair, you say? There was but one person with white hair in the manor that day. What are you saying? You know which man I'm talking about, right? I'm talking about Rex Kyobi, the amazing Ninetales himself. No way! The Alderman was impossible. Wait, come to think of it, Alderman Kyobi was a former pro wrestler. So the blackmailer turned killer when he discovered the Alderman's secret identity. Didn't I just say that? And yeah, the amazing Ninetales was a threat to the blackmailer's scheme. He opposed the merger and as a result single-handedly sparked the monster craze. Even so, what was the mask doing at the crime scene? There had been an event at the manor. Maybe Alderman Kyobi had taken part in it, if you get my drift. This is absurd. Mr. Mayor, do you have proof of the threat that was made against you? Yes, a blackmail letter. Unfortunately, it disappeared after the murder. I'd been carrying it around in my briefcase, but now it suddenly vanished. I didn't see any briefcase at all. They took the entire thing. The blackmailer must have taken it with them after they killed the alderman. Well, at least we've clearly established the killer's motive. Mayor Tenma, visiting hours are over. It would appear this meeting is adjourned. Okay. Bye. Hello. Do you really think the Temataro that Jinxie saw is the killer? I don't know. All I know is that there's no such thing as monsters. What about the newspaper article? Could the killer have purposely freed Temataro to do their dirty work? Oh, come on! That wasn't any Temataro to release in the first place! Yes, but the only suspects the police have right now are the mayor and a yokai. We'll probably be arguing whether there was a yokai involved in court tomorrow. I can already see the look of disbelief on the judge's face. Apollo? Are you alright? I'm fine! I'm fine. I'll think of something. Because I can't very well say a flying demon was the killer. At this point, the only thing I know for sure is tomorrow is going to be one doozy of a trial. Yeah, with a criminal prosecutor. Can we see him yet? Can we see her? I don't know if it's a chick or a dude! Did they say if it was a chick or a dude? I don't recall. Okay, next chapter. Let's see who our prosecutor is. April 18th, 9:15 a.m. District Court. Defendant, lobby, slow frickin' typer, number 3. You okay? You okay, Athena? You've been really antsy ever since we got here. I'm just excited. This is my first real court case after all. Yeah, a real ball of excitement she is. I know just what she needs. Athena! Hey, didn't you ever learn about indoor and outdoor voices? I'm just trying to show you the best way to receive your pre-trial jitters. By scaring the daylights out of me? No, I find that shouting "I'm fine" in a loud voice really relieves stress. It's part of my cords of steel voice workout and a must before every trial. You want me to shout? Here? That's right. Here. I'll go first, then you try. I'm apollojustice and I'm fine! Alright, I'm Athena Sykes. And I'm fine! I think that actually worked. I thought it might help. Always works for me. An old friend of mine from junior high and I say it all the time. I see. A proven remedy to calm the soul. I like it. Hey, how about we finish off with a race around the courthouse? The point is to relieve stress, not get totally exhausted. Oh! Someone be wearing it outside of the courtroom. What's with all the racket, you two? Ah, Miss Wright. Just a little voice workout. Hey, what's with the suit? what's with... This is clearly a suit! It's totally not a sweater! Oh, this? I was thinking about getting my attorney's badge back, that's all. In this? Good luck! I ruined his chance to become an attorney because I put him in the pink sweater! That's all? That's huge news! But why now? I have a feeling I'll be needed in the courtroom again sometime soon. But we can talk about that another time. No fair! Inquiring minds want to know. And why are you wearing that again? But wow, I haven't seen you wear it since you swallowed poison for your girlfriend. I'm so used to him in his usual laid-back clothes. Totally different. That suit makes him look like $1 million. What is your concept of money? I don't think this is $1 million. I think this is just an arts and crafts project. By the way, have you heard about the prosecutor assigned to this case? Yeah, apparently he's a criminal. Yeah, he's serving time. But before that, he was the prosecutor. He also uses psychology. That's right. I've heard the rumors about how he was back before his conviction. Using the power of suggestion, he could make even the most stalwart defendants confess. Psychology in the courtroom. Been hearing a lot about that lately. I can't take you seriously, Phoenix. So, he must be a pretty scary guy, considering he's a prison inmate and all. So they say. They also say he'll cut you down if you talk too much. I knew he was gonna be bad news. That's probably just a hyperbole. At least, I hope for your sake. Wait, so, is it true or not? Let's just say you should be conscious. Conscious? Conscious? Conscious. Conscious. You should be... in... what? You typing it again does not help me pronounce it. Conscious. Concise. Okay. Let's just say you should be concise and choose your words carefully. Concise? You like to keep that head of yours attached to the rest of your body, that is. Yikes! Better tone down my cords of steel, too. So, are you all ready? Might be a good idea to check the court record again before stepping into the ring. Right, Mr. Wright. But I'm fine. I'll be watching from the gallery. Good luck. Thanks. Hey, I know every word in the dictionary. I don't go grabbing a dictionary and like, well, it's time for my daily reading. Aardvark. It seems right. Okay, let's do this. The odds of pulling this off are ridiculously low, but that's nothing new. Believe in our client. Seek the truth. That's all we can do. Hang in there, Miritima. Here comes justice. Alright, who is this prosecutor? Ah, the slow typewriter! April 18th, 9:30 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Oh, I got oh, wait, this is before the bombing. Okay. Oh, I forgot I put myself in straight clothes. Court is now in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. Apollojustice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor. I know that big, booming voice anywhere. As chipper as ever, eh, Mr. Justice? But who is the young lady next to you? I'm Athena Sykes, Mr. Justice, junior partner and fresh out of law school. Well now, full of beans too, eh? Excellent. Makes an old man feel young again. Of course it does. No, for the prosecution. Nobody. They're invisible. It appears the prosecution is not ready yet. They're not even here. Never fear, for I shall explain. It's just a minor procedural complication, Your Honor. The prosecutor for this case is being escorted from prison as we speak. Prison? Oh, yes, of course. Almost forgot that he's currently serving time. Why do I feel like he's gonna be one of the ones where we're gonna prove he's not. Yup,
Prosecutor Blackwill's an inmate. But even a convicted murderer still got a job to do and duties to perform.
Hi! You look mad. Okay, doing the cool samurai pose, I see. Okay, hi. So apparently you're Blackwell? Nice to meet you. Why is your hair half white? Who's that with his back to us over there? That's him. I'm sure of it. Prosecutor Blackwell. Him. Is the prosecution ready? Where did you get a feather from? Where did the feather come from, man? That's the last thing I was expecting. Why are you talking like it's a piece of straw in your mouth? What kind of voice fits this man? This intimidating man that's chewing on a feather. Enough jabbering. Get on with it already. Don't know if that was too low or not. Let me just make sure my mic picked that up. Is that too low? You actually have hawk eyes. I see that. I see your eyes. They're slightly pointed. Your irises are slightly pointed, man. Is that a scar on your face where it makes it like point down and everything across your eyes, or is that marker? You rub mud on your face? What is this? Enough jabbering. Get on with it. Get on with it already. Is that voice too low? Is it perfect? I don't know. It somewhat fits you. Oh, of course, forgive me. Why are all the people related to this case so scary? I got distracted by chat. I didn't even read what he said. He's wearing shackles. Very well. Prosecutor Blackwell, your opening statement, if you please. Ah! Ooh, what's the matter? Make it a little lighter. Must we continue a further away time like this? Or should I try without the gravel? Must we continue to fritter away time like this? Now that doesn't seem right. The deep, gritty voice seems to fit in, but not quite. Must we continue to fritter away time like this? How about that? Bit of an accent? It is all right in there in the indictment. An opening statement would be pointless. Pointless? Oh, well... Looks like the cat, or in this case, the prosecutor, has the judge's tongue. But we need an opening statement as an overview of the case at hand. Well then, your baldness. If it's so very important, why don't you do the honors? Who? Me? There's a term for people who whine and fuss about how they need silly, useless things. And then decide they no longer want them once it's theirs. A selfish old fool. You're cheeky. I actually like you. What the frick? Wait, was that the prosecution's opening statement? Old daughters such as you are playing upon the young. I pity your poor grandchildren. Or is it great-grandchildren? I like it! All these years, I thought the opening statement was the prosecutor's job. But I suppose I could give it a try. Might be a nice change of pace. I'm going to ignore him calling me bald and super old. I don't care. What? He actually fell for that? That must have been the power of suggestion Mr. Wright was talking about. Humor? Him. The opening statement, huh? Let's see here. The victim was one Rex Kyubi, alderman of Nine Tailsvale. The defendant, Damien Tenma, mayor of Tenma-town, is accused of his murder. And why, pray tell, was the mayor arrested? His prints were on the murder weapon. Plus, he had a motive. The elimination of biggest roadblock to the municipal merger. The caretaker and the secretary. Both potential suspects. Both have other potential suspects. Both have alibis. And their alibi is each other for some reason. And his daughter, who was also in the vicinity at the time of the incident, has no motive. So, in a nutshell, I'd have to say the charges against the defendant are incontrovertible. Bravo, your baldness. Your years of experience shine bright like your head. Ho 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 ho. Flattery will get you everywhere.
He's playing Simon Says with the judge.
Moving right along now. Let's hear from our first witness for today, Detective Fulbright. Quite the opposite of Black Quill over there, aren't you? Witness, please state your name and occupation.
I'm the detective assigned to this case, Bobby Fulbright! Oh, and I'll also be keeping tabs on old Black Quill there.
I also heard you would provide protection if it ever came to that. It would seem that I have been sorely underestimated.
You're shackled. What are you talking about? Wait, who's protecting who from what? Still, I truly believe anyone can turn their life around. Even...
Fulbright. Save your platoons for funerals. Get on with your statement.
That's the spirit! Justice must be swift and true! I see it in your eyes! There is hope for your rehabilitation and return to society! I will never give up on you! Prosecutor Blackwell doesn't seem to intimidate Detective Fulbright.
Well, you know what they say, ignorance is bliss.
Oh, so that's why Detective Fulbright was assigned to Blackwell. He's so oblivious.
No. Let's have your first statement, Detective Fulbright.
You got it! But first, I'd like to say to the defense that justice will ultimately prevail! I didn't give this energy last time. But this energy does fit him so much, I can't stop now. Last time I was just talking, I didn't actually give him energy.
About the murder.
Alderman Kyobi was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. The fingerprints on the defendant, Damien Tenman, were found on the murder weapon. At the time, Alderman Kyobi was asleep from a drug he unwittingly ingested. Mayor Tenma attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed a statue and struck back.
Alderman Kyobi had been slipped some kind of sleep-inducing drug?
That's right! The accused was scared because the alderman was a former pro wrestler. So he slipped him a drug to make sure he'd be out cold and defenseless. Here's the autopsy report to prove it.
Kyobi's autopsy report added to the court record. Yeah, I don't understand why. I think I was just tired, and I wasn't actually thinking about what kind of energy he had. Cause of death, stabbed with a spear. Estimated time of death, around 3:20 p.m. The victim had been in a drug-induced slumber. And the victim managed to attack his attacker, despite being impaled by a spear? That sounds almost superhuman. Is it even possible?
Well, he was a former pro wrestler after all. The spear was probably nothing more than a mosquito bite to him.
Objection!
Then why did he die? Not so fast. Don't try to brush it all off by saying that Alderman had been a pro wrestler. Do you really expect us to believe he could fight back after being skewered by a spear that killed him?
Never heard of the incredible feats of which man is capable of in a pinch, have you? Like the samurai of yore, where wrestlers can battle through intense pain, it sharpens their senses. I used to talk about it with a former wrestler I met in the clink.
I don't know. It still sounds a little far-fetched.
Does it now? Then perhaps we...
Don't do this! What are you doing? What are you doing?
Then perhaps we should test the theory on you with the edge of my blade.
Dude, what? You don't have a sword? I don't think? I didn't sign up for this. That's a chain! That's not a sword!
And so your life is spared. Or now.
Please let those shackles be made of titanium. I don't want to die. My investigations are as thorough as they are foolproof, but my name isn't Fulbright. I vow to resign immediately if I ever make a false arrest.
The accused prints were on the weapon, and he's the one person without an alibi. Quite decisive evidence. Wouldn't you agree, your baldness?
The defendant is sounding guiltier by the minute. Funny! I actually find him funny. He has the judge leaning toward a guilty verdict, and the trial's just barely begun.
What's more, a curious rumor about the accused is making the rounds. They say he seeks the murder for the purpose of freeing Tenma Taro from his imprisonment. Truth be told, I can think of no real reason to show interest in that backwards burg. Perhaps he's a complete nutter, and really does seek to release an imaginary demon. Either way, he is raving mad and more than capable of murdering the alderman.
What do you mean, raving mad? He is funny. That mirror is a strange one. I heard he went to a blood drive, but instead of donating, he tried to draw it. What?
Order. There will be no gossiping in my court. Your baldness. Please take a gander at those charms plastered across his cranium. I hear they're meant to keep him safe from possession by the demon Tenma Taro. Then again...
Why are you grinning like that?
Perhaps he's already under the demon's spell. Behold, the lunatic appears posed to lunge at you at any moment.
The rumors and quirks of Mayor Tenma have no relevance to this case. Besides, those charms are on his head. They're just a fashion statement, I think.
Come to think of it, such things don't seem relevant to the case, do they?
The prosecution will refrain from dragging our client's reputation through the mud.
Oh, what a dreadfully fearsome lass we have here.
Ah, too deep, right.
Oh, what a dreadfully fearsome lass we have here.
Thanks for that lifeline, Athena. Careful, Apollo! He has the judge dancing in the palm of his hand. The power of suggestion is one of the more powerful tools in Simon Blackwell's arsenal. He's trying to manipulate everyone's impressions to suit his objectives. This guy really is bad news.
In any case, it seems the victim did manage to defend himself despite being impaled. What sort of weapon did he use against his attacker?
None other than this statue right here!
It appears to be a statue of two strange creatures locked in battle. Two yokai, to be exact. On one side is the nine-tailed fox, and on the other, Tenma Taro. Quite interesting, if you think about it.
No, not that accent.
Quite interesting, if you think about it. It's as though this very case was rendered in art.
I really want to give him a deeper voice. Fox and demon statue update in the court record. I keep leaning toward a deeper voice.
Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
Hi, Fulbright. About the murder. Alderman Kiyobi was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. So, those weapons on the wall of the Fox chamber. I presume those are real? Don't you think keeping real weapons around like that is rather dangerous? No matter what he collected, the alderman insisted to be the real deal. For instance, he had a real demon's club in his possession. Apparently, one of his ancestors claimed it after defeating a demon in battle. What?
That's gotta be an old wives' tale.
The alderman had pure, unadulterated justice flowing in his veins. Whatever he did it right. He lost him.
How long is he? Go back. You look like that white-haired dude from One Punch Man.
We've lost the real champ and being the justice in his death.
Nothing but claptrap and balderdash, if you ask me. Now stop your bleeding and tell us about the weapon.
Your wish is my command. The fingerprints of the defendant, Damien Tenma, were found on the murder weapon.
It doesn't make sense if you think about it. Prints could be easily wiped off.
You do have a point there.
I'd venture to say he did not wipe off the prints because he could not. What do you mean? Looks like he wants you to figure it out. Well, don't just stand there. Show him who's boss. I'm totally lost. So why don't you just tell me the answer already? I don't think he saw that plea for help.
You feeling alright, kid? Running a fever, perhaps?
I wish trials came with a reset button.
Well, the specifics may yet come to light. Please proceed, Detective Fulbright. Why are we rhyming? This is not Dr. Seuss.
Hold it!
Come to think of it, a coffee cup was found on the floor. Was the sedative in his coffee?
Bingo! We found traces of sleeping agent all over the inside of the cup.
And that is why he was out cold. And that is, until he leapt to his feet upon being impaled by the mare. What an awful way to wake up. A rather stimulating eye-opener, if you ask me. I, too, would have risen to the attack, for to die in battle is the samurai way. You're a samurai? Oh, that's why you went for your sword. Paradise awaits fallen heroes. But that hole in his stomach would make eating a challenge.
Prosecutor Blackquill, please! Those morbid jokes of yours have no place in this court!
You're making me think of Tenya Ida now. Says the jester in detective's guise.
Moving right along! Gonna ignore that!
Shish kebab. So the alderman was drugged because he was really strong?
Did you see those rock-hard muscles of his? I'm surprised the spear even managed to pierce that armor like... musculature!
Musculature? Musculature? Also, how do you know about... Did you look... at the crime scene, did you lift up his shirt and you're like,
oh, those are some really nice muscles, man! Oh, he lost a real one today! Fighting crime in his own way! I admit, I'm completely jealous of that righteous body of his! You can't tell! He has such muscles without taking off his clothes! Did you went to the corridor and you watched as they took apart his body and you're like, oh, those are some nice muscles, man! Oh, what's your pride? Oh, right, you're dead.
Well, he did look pretty buff, even in that suit he had on. Quite a difference when compared with a yellow belly like you. Yellow belly? Who says that anymore? Yeah, and the color's all wrong, too. Oh, I know. How about a squishy red tomato?
Huh? That has no relevance. What you talking about? I'm here to do my investigating, and looking at someone's rock-hard dead body is part of my investigation.
Help it. I move to strike both of your comments from the record. Mr. Justice's character is not the issue here. Now let's go back to what happened after the far more muscular alderman was impaled. Address him, the muscular alderman. It's not like you saw him with his shirt off. Oh, Mr. Fulbright, you were right. He does have quite a masculine physique. I told you, right? Now if only we figure out his workout routine. Yes, I can lift up my grandchildren that way. Why are you guys in here? This is not a party room! Let me attend to the body, please! What? Why is that so funny? Yes, well, your average person would likely have died on the spot. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake and grabbed the statue and struck back. Where was the statue? Could he really have attacked his attacker after being impaled with that huge spear? Absolutely! After all, he was once a pro wrestler. I mean, he still is. The injustice being drugged, the spirit was answered from a righteous counterattack. But does being a former pro wrestler make him superhuman? Absolutely! After all, he was one of the good guys, like a superhero on the side of justice. Even though he was retired, he could still don his superhero guise in times of need! One, two, you're being a very good barbell, Timothy. Keep it up, and you'll be my favorite grandchild soon. 3, 4, 5.
Objection!
You need to lay off the comic books, detective. We're talking about real life here. It's not like he was part of the Justice League. Setting aside the half-wit's flights of fancy, the fact is this. The court ordered a post-mortem concluding the victim moved after his skewering? Skewer? What? So he found the strength somehow to attack his attacker, huh? Detective Fulbright's testimony sounds airtight. No wonder he's so confident. No, he only thinks it's all airtight. It's up to us to poke some holes in it. That part about the alderman fighting back sounds like a big hole waiting to be poked. Where was the statue, though?
Objection!
Consider the evidence. There's obviously something wrong with that statement. Your gall knows no bounds. It's shocking, really. What's that supposed to mean? You stand there, brazenly objecting to perfectly factual statements. One does not see such shameless behavior that often. A penalty for our shameless attorney. Oh no, it's like Blackwell is turning the judge against me. Let's see. Had been in a drug-induced slumber. If he was drugged, would he really wake up? And have enough energy to actually attack? And where did he even get this from?
Objection!
Oh, okay, well, okay. Did the alderman really strike the mayor? What? Are you questioning my sense of justice? Your so-called justice needs to find itself a pair of legs to stand on. You claim the alderman struck back after the mayor put a spear through him, but the statue he supposedly used to defend himself creates a major hole in your theory. It would appear the defense has a counter-argument. Very well.
Let's hear what the defense thinks is odd about the detective statue theory.
There are no fingerprints. It's not... It is broken. Kyobi fought unarmed. I'd say unarmed, honestly. There were no fingerprints. Let's go with no fingerprints. There are no fingerprints on this supposedly crucial piece of evidence. And if you look at the crime scene photo, you'll notice that the alderman isn't wearing gloves.
Yes, I believe he is quite gloveless indeed.
If he touched the statue with his bare hands, he should have left some fingerprints. Detective Fulbright, you did take that into account during your investigation, didn't you?
Ha! This can't be happening! Did I arrest the wrong man?
You did it, Apollo! You knocked Detective Fulbright off his high horse. Well, it's just 1 point in our favor. Who do you suppose clubbed the mayor if it wasn't the alderman? Well, if it wasn't the alderman, that means someone else must have clubbed the mayor. You mean there was a third party there in the Fox Chamber? Exactly. And this could be the big break we've been looking for.
There does seem to be a hole in the prosecution's argument. Prosecutor Blackwell, would you care to respond to the defense's assertion?
Least you could do is look at me while we're being dismissive.
Your mind is as dull as an unhoned blade, Justice Dono.
Why'd you call me Justice Dono? Justice Dono. He's been watching too many samurai flicks and making me think of the freaking Firefox dude from One Piece.
It will take far more than that to cut down Simon Blackwell. A mob such as you has no hope against my superior swordsmanship.
We're not fighting with swords. We're defending and prosecuting against people. I think you're in the wrong place, man. This is a trial, not a sword fight, Prosecutor Blackwell.
There is a perfectly good explanation for the lack of prints on the statue. You might recall that blood-stained cloth found at the scene of the crime. Well, it just so happens that the blood was the mayor's.
So, what are you getting at?
Hold your mind, boy. Why was there blood on that cloth? Solve that riddle, and you shall see what the hole you thought you found is but an illusion.
How old are you? Why are you calling me boy? 1 second. Why is he calling me boy? How old is he? You're only 28! Why are you calling me boy like I'm freaking 5? You're only 28 years old. Prosecutor and prison inmate. He has mastered the use of psychology manipulation courtroom battles. But why are you calling me boy? We're about the same age. There's Phoenix. Near Tim's age, he was supposedly in the foyer with Filch at the time of the murder. Okay, but please explain to me why you're calling me boy like I'm 15 or something. Anyway, now let's see. How was that cloth used? Was it used by QB as a head covering? No, to wipe out blood. To wrap the statue. To wipe up blood. Let's say that. Because if it was to wrap the statue, the missing statue piece would be in it. Or he was covering his head with that. But I doubt it. Let's save again. Alright. To wipe up blood. Maybe the cloth was used to wipe as much of the mayor's blood as possible off the statue. And in the process, the culprit inadvertently erased the alderman's fingerprints as well.
Objection.
But the mayor did not bother to wipe away his own fingerprints on the murder weapon. Why would he wipe one weapon but not the other? Careful now. Use what little brains you have left before you speak. Give me a do-over on that one, please. Now let's see. How was the cloth used? Was it used? It couldn't be to wrap the statue. It couldn't. That makes no sense. The alderman was probably wearing it over his head. What? Do you truly think the alderman would show up to a meeting over the fate of his village, wearing this ridiculous-looking cloth over his head? Sure, they had a festival that day, didn't they? Who's to say he didn't party a little too hard and just forgot to take it off? Didn't I just prove the point, though? Okay, fine. So maybe he didn't do that. Can I try one more time? Only thing left is to wrap the statue, but that doesn't make sense because the freaking missing piece of the statue would be in the cloth. But it wasn't. Maybe the alderman wrapped the statue in the cloth. In short, he wasn't touching the statue directly when he used it to strike back at the mayor. But, huh? What? No, that make no sense considering dying. Make no sense considering dying. And then, missing piece, not in cloth. Specific part, covered in blood. There's no sense. Ha! Precisely. Bully for you, boy. Bully? It was nothing. Apollo, don't let him start manipulating you too. You just closed the hole for the prosecution. I did? I did! Right. That a statue wrapped in cloth would leave no fingerprints is as plain as day. But this also proves there are no holes in our theory of the alderman striking back. Yes, it does. Who just randomly has a statue wrapped in a cloth? Fox and demon statue update in the court record. Now, do you see how dull your mind is? Oh, is that why I can get the dang cloth as a piece of evidence? The statue has traces of blood from the defendant Indian Tenma on it. It's apparently wrapped in a large cloth on which the defendant's blood was also found. No fingerprints could be lifted from the cloth. Wait, then why aren't there fingerprints on the cloth either? Oh, it's for good. And this doesn't make sense. Why is the blood only on the corners? This make no sense. No understand. Black Quill. No understand your logic. No. Do you see how dull your mind is? I'll make sure to sharpen it next time. A practically frightening inmate once told me that. He always tenderly honed his blades before he went to work, like the samurai of yore. Samurai? Sounds like a homicidal maniac to me. Actually, he was working in the prison kitchen at the time. Wait, so the inmate was murdering samurai prison chef? It would seem that the victim and his killer were the only ones there after all. I was kinda attached to that hole. Now what? Apollo, I just thought of something. If they didn't find anyone's fingerprints on the statue, who's to say someone other than the alderman didn't hit the mayor with it? Why didn't I think of that? Anyone could have not left prints on it. Then who, pray tell, struck the mayor with the statue? Please illuminate us with your wisdom, young lady. There's only one answer. The real killer. Prove the existence of this real killer, then. What evidence have you? Oh, I'll give you evidence, all right. Athena, are you sure about this? To borrow your words, Apollo, I'm fine. Take a look at this. Black feathers and tracks allegedly from a yokai were found at the scene. I believe they're from the third party who struck the mayor with the statue.
Is the defense actually suggesting some sort of monster killed the alderman?
That's exactly what I'm suggesting.
Objection!
Athena! No, Athena! You just lost that what little credibility we had left. Face. I skipped the face. Sorry. Guess I got carried away.
Mr. Justice, we've no time to deal with objections between members of the defense.
Sorry, Your Honor. It's just this kid still... Well, a kid. Wait, how old is she? How old are you?
She's only 18.
Ouch. You meanie! I'm reporting you to Mr. Wright.
So, is this court to believe the feathers and tracks are from a yokai, as you put it?
No, Your Honor. I believe they are a fabrication. The real killer wants us to believe some sort of monster murdered the alderman. Just let me at them, Apollo! Let me at them! I'm gonna knock sense into each and every one in this courtroom, including you! Athena, wait!
Interesting. Why do you suppose the killer would do that?
Why indeed?
Mr. Justice, you seem as new to this as your partners.
Ouch. This is not reporting to Mr. Wright. I'm not reporting to Mr. Wright.
Boy, Fulbright. Explain to his baldness what these brats are missing. You know, the who and why behind those feathers and tracks.
What? You mean you can explain all that? What?
Our investigative prowess is without equal!
I'm starting to think I chose the wrong profession.
Very well. Let's hear about the so-called yokai feathers and tracks.
Witness testimony.
This entire case centers on one man's attempt to crush opposition with the municipal merger. Mayor Tema panicked when the amazing Ninetails helped him embolden the protesters. So he stoked the village's fears by fabricating a monster. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was the killer.
What? What? Was feathers and tracks stroke the villagers' fears?
Absolutely! He knew exactly how to prey on their superstitious minds. Those feathers only gave weight to the idea that the alderman was slain by a demon. The accursed demon Tedma Toro, that is. Tedma who? Tedma Toro. Tedma Taro, the legendary demon locked away in the village's forbidden chamber. From a young age, the villagers are taught to fear the great black-feathered demon, and thus were they blinded to other, more plausible explanations.
Hold on for a second. Before we start laying our imaginations wild, isn't there someone else that could be considered a suspect?
Mr. Justice, please explain yourself.
On the day of the incident, there was a special event held by the Kyobi Manor. And as part of this event, there was someone dressed in the likeness of Tenma Taro. Obviously, this person is much more likely suspect than a legendary demon.
Dollard, you're playing right into the killer's mind games.
What?
Listen here. The feathers and tracks were merely red herrings. The villagers believe the murder to be the work of the real Tedma Taro. However, the police believe that the person in the Tedma Taro suit is the killer. The defendant sought to sow this confusion in order to deflect blame away from himself. However, he was knocked unconscious by the alderman. And thus, our mentally deficient mayor was caught red-handed at the scene of the crime.
Objection!
Do you honestly believe Mayor Tema would do something so stupid?
The evidence speaks for itself. Fulbright.
Right! It was the mayor's last-ditch effort to stop the opposition before things got crazy. The Amazing Nine Tails is fueling both the yokai craze and the anti-merger movement. Plus, he's one of the better-known mass wrestlers and the hometown favorite. That's why the mayor panicked and sailed on the path of injustice.
But do the people of Ninetales really believe a yokai is behind the crime?
Yokai sightings are an everyday event there, so I would be surprised if they did. Especially that one-eye umbrella with the tongue sticking out. That one's freaky. I think I saw a lady with a very long neck.
I must say, crime that preys upon innocent, impressionable minds. Just so, a particularly silver-tongued inmate once had the following words for me. The innocent of heart are the easiest of prey.
But that seems very bad.
Huh? You don't say. Was this inmate a con artist? No. He was framed for the murder of his beloved. I actually felt sorry for the poor chap.
Wait, so he wasn't the predator, but rather the prey?
Yes, well. Now then, the defense may proceed with their cross-examination.
Feathers and tracks. Hey, pressing you. Detective Fulbright, is the anti-merger movement really that strong? Oh, absolutely! They parade around in yokai costumes shouting, "Down with Mayor Tenma!" And just the other day they stormed the Tenma City Hall, claiming he was a den of vipers.
But when the accused showed his face, the angry mob scattered like leaves upon an autumn wind. For you see, the only yokai are no match for Tenma Taro, the dark lord of their kind.
Wait, are the villagers scared of Mayor Tenma or Tenma Taro? I'm confused. I think he means Mayor Tenma. It's easy to get the wrong impression about the guy.
Detective Fulbright, why do you suppose the defendant would commit such an act?
Hold it!
Amazing Ninetales. No one knows his true identity, right? That's right. And he was a lone wolf. In other words, he didn't belong to a wrestling federation. He appeared like a shooting star, defeating one Tenma Town wrestler after another. And before anyone knew it, he was champion.
Like the samurai of yore, surrounded thick with enemies, he cut them down one by one. It was a complete and utter loss of face for Tenma Town Pro Wrestling.
He was amazing! If ever there was a real superhero, it would be him! I dream of becoming a true champion of justice like him someday! I bet Detective Fulbright would be a great pro wrestler. He could even team up with Prosecutor Blackwell. A police detective and a prisoner in chains. You think... I think people would actually pay to see that. I know I would. So you do understand the greatness that is the Amazing Ninetales!
Hold it!
Did the murder and yokai evidence really stoke the villagers' fears? Absolutely! It had an immediate effect! The presumed return of the dreaded Tenma Taro has them shaking in their boots!
Oh my, is it really that bad? That's superstitious not. It's as if Jack the Ripper had been set loose in their village. The mere thought of that demon lurking about is enough to spark a mass exodus. I see. That's a very persuasive argument.
The mere thought of his honor buying into Simon the Psycho Slasher's words. Makes me want to spark my own exodus out of the courtroom right about now.
So you see, there can be only one reason why anyone would plant those feathers and tracks. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was the killer.
Hold it!
Oh, really? Wait. Oh, yeah! I've seen, I forgot his name. I've seen the, guy who was forcibly housing Denji and Chainsaw Man do it and say, "Ko." And then a fox head appears and saws up whatever it is he wants them to eat. But it doesn't add up. If what you say is true, I keep it off with murder.
What do you mean?
You claim that our client planted the yokai evidence to stoke the villagers' fears. If so, then why not stop there? Why murder Alderman Kyobi?
Excellent point.
What was that flask that popped up on my backpack? What was that? It is, isn't it? So Your Honor agrees there was no reason for the murder, correct?
Objection.
Perhaps the killing was on the spur of the moment.
You're saying it wasn't premeditated?
From the outset, I had no intention of paying heed to any of your babble. However, the fact is, the mayor made a startling discovery.
A startling discovery? Why don't I like the sound of that?
Alderman Kyobi's secret identity.
Apollo, I think Prosecutor Blackwell has figured out the Alderman's secret identity. Even if he has, what would be a motive for the mayor to commit murder? This is not good.
This patch of fur was discovered at the crime scene. It's from the mask worn by the amazing Nine Tails. Therefore, we can conclude that this mask was at the crime scene. Oh my! But why would it have been there? The victim was a former pro wrestler and a member of the anti-merger movement. Need I say more? Well, could it really be? Your baldness has had an epiphany, I see. Our victim, Rex Hubie, was the amazing Nine Tails, and the mayor's discovery of this fact was his motive for murder.
No! I wonder what you look like with your hair down. How much hair do you really have?
Order! Order! What a shocking development. Motive clearer than crystal clear.
What do we do now, Apollo? I don't think they tied them Alderman's secret identities to the mayor's motive for murder.
At last, we've reached my real point. Why did the Alderman have to forge a secret identity? Does it not pique your interest, your baldness? I admit it does. It is odd that he had to create this other persona, just to secretly participate in anti-merger movement. Very astute to you, your baldness.
Right! Now take a look at this!
Blackmailer, if you value your dearest life, you will merge Ninetales Vale with Tenma Town. Do not tell anyone about this threat. If you do, consider your dearest as good as dead.
If you value your dearest life, you'll merge Ninetales Vale with Tenma Town. This blackmail layer was found in Alderman Kyobi's pocket. What?
At present, the Alderman's wife is in the hospital. This letter is clear evidence the mayor was blackmailing him by threatening her life.
Wait, didn't the blackmail letter sent to Mr. Tenma go missing? Right after the Alderman's murder? You think maybe the killer took the letter from the mayor after the murder and planned it into the Alderman's pocket? It's possible, but we don't have any proof that's what happened. Talk about being at the creek without a paddle. Blackmail letter added to the court record.
Mayor Timma would have made a clean getaway if he just left after playing the yokai things. He was knocked out cold by his son
Decision?
but by his son's decision to kill the amazing Ninetales.
So, it was the amazing Ninetales counterattack that brought the entire crime to light. Wait a sec. Fulbright's claiming that the mayor killed the alderman after playing the yokai evidence, and that the mayor was knocked out cold immediately after that? Detective Fulbright, please add your previous statement to your testimony.
Mayor Timma killed the sleeping alderman after playing the feathers and tracks.
That doesn't work. That doesn't work. Cause that's Alderman's blood.
Hold it!
So let me get this straight. You believe the mayor planned the yokai evidence before the murder, not after?
Absolutely! And then he was knocked out cold by the alderman's last punch. He wouldn't have had a chance to plant the evidence after that.
Something's not right here. Hard to believe that a stiff, humorless man like the mayor could do such a stunt. We had to do something, Apollo, before they pin it all on the mayor. Then we're going to need to prove the Mayor Timma didn't plant that yokai stuff. How are we supposed to do that? I think I know. I think I can. Also, this is not for him. Here it is.
Objection!
Detective Fulbright, your sense of justice is anything but fair.
What's this? You dare question my justice again?
Yeah, isn't the blood on the floor? Isn't the blood the mayor's? Yes, and I'm going to prove it to you. Take a look at this photo. This is the crime scene photo. And just what does this prove? It proves when the feathers and tracks were planted.
But I already told you they were planted before the murder! The defendant planted the yokai evidence, and then was knocked out while killing his victim.
That would be impossible. You look right here. It's clear when the feathers and tracks were left at the scene. Well, considering that the feathers aren't bloody. That... Aren't you just pointing at the yokai feathers and tracks, Mr. Justice? Yes. See how the feathers are on top of the blood, and the tracks are made in blood? In other words, the yokai evidence could have only resulted after the murder.
Then the mayor must have planted the evidence after killing the alderman.
But you said it yourself. The mayor had been knocked unconscious thereafter. There would have been no time for him to plant any evidence at all. Therefore, there must have been someone else besides the mayor and the alderman at the crime scene.
Ha! There must be some mistake.
Order! Order!
Where's your evidence? You can't possibly have any, can you?
Evidence? Oh, I have evidence. In fact, I have an eyewitness's testimony for you.
You do? But how?
Why are you pounding? Was my vaunted sense of justice really just half baked? He's taking this really hard. Mr. Justice, what is this testimony regarding a third party that you claim to have? I have it right here, Your Honor. It's the sworn testimony of Mr. Tenma's daughter. The witness, Jinxie Tenma, saw a yokai in the hallway after stumbling upon the scene. It was the demon Tenmo Taro. He's the source of those feathers and tracks. please say something?
The defense will explain to the court exactly what he means. You dare to mock this court of justice itself? You're unfit to bear your name, boy!
Your baldness appears our defense attorney here is delirious from exhaustion. Apollo, think of something quick before you're held in contempt of court. What do you think I'm trying to do? Before you decide whether I should step down, please, hear me out.
Very well, Mr. Justice. I'm all ears. But you had better explain yourself well. What was this yokai you were talking about?
It's all in the statement here. Jinxie Tema asserts that she saw Temataro after she discovered the crime scene and called the police. She came around the corner in the hall. It was around here that she saw Temataro fleeing toward the foyer. The defense asserts that whoever was impersonating this monster is the one who left those feathers and tracks behind intentionally or otherwise.
What? How incredibly unjust! Why haven't I heard about this before?
The defense just proved that there was someone else. So the mayor, wasn't it?
Was it all a setup? The prosecutor is a convicted felon after all.
Apollo, the momentum has shifted in our favor. Good. Now let's keep it that way.
Objection!
About what? Why are you objecting? Oh, the fact that you can't accept a girl's testimony about saving her father. Oh, great.
Little do you realize that though you are in the midst of a fray, your sword is broken.
What do you mean? My sword? I didn't know I had one to break. What do you mean my sword is broken? Are you implying there's a problem with my claim?
Consider this. That yokai impersonator had indeed fled toward the foyer. That fool and that fop would have seen him.
Fop? The frog? Fool and fop? Oh, you mean Filch and LaBelle. Now that you mention it.
Both Phineas Filch and Florent LaBelle were in the foyer at the time, but they haven't stated that they saw a yokai, have they?
Wait, let me... Howlin' Wolf or Supreme Boy Vampire.
Did you ever consider that yokai was but a figment of a scared little girl's imagination?
Why didn't those two see Temataro impersonator pass by? Why don't we ask them ourselves? I was just about to say that myself. No, really, I was! The defense would like to call Mr. Phineas Filch, caretaker of Kyobi Manor, to the stand. I just know he must have seen something.
I suppose we can't ignore the fact that the little girl believes she saw a monster. I trust you have no objections to Mr. Justice's request, Prosecutor Blackwell. I understand that Mr. Filch is enjoying a nap out in the lobby.
Why?
I knew that Tanuki was a rare find. But when we captured him, I didn't think he'd end up a witness. Do with him as you will.
You also think he's the Tanuki. Did he just say captured? No, wait. I don't want to know.
Very well then. Bailiff, please go wake Mr. Filch and escort him to the witness stand.
Hi, Filch. What are you doing?
Would the witness say his name and occupation, please?
Her name's Filch. Phineas Filch, caretaker Kyobi Manor. Oh, and this is for you, your lordship. Just a little something that I thought you might like.
Oh my, what a fabulous pair of shoes. And your honor will do just fine, Mr. Filch.
Ah, so shoes again. Don't they belong to Detective Fulbright? Don't tell me Filch stole them again. They're all yours, your honorship, sir.
What? But they seem awfully expensive.
Yep, too expensive for me. I reckon they'd be perfect for someone like your honorship.
It's a kind gesture. The legal ethics dictate that I can't accept such gifts.
Oh, ethics merchants. Just take them if you want them. Polish them up real nice for you, too.
I'm sorry about the shoes, Mr. Filch, but I will accept your testimony. The court would like to hear whether you saw Tebatara with the foyer after the murder.
Hi, Filch. Why do you keep stealing Fulbright's shoes? Do you just like his shoes? Is that— Wait, has this entire time Fulbright hasn't been wearing shoes again? I didn't realize. At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. Gilbert asked. I was making sure no one, fair, foul, fishy, or otherwise, could get to our guest. I was still in the office keeping a good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m. But I didn't see nothing about the ordinary, no siree. Out of the ordinary. That yokai you keep jabbering on about was but a phantom of a little girl's dreams. So, you're telling the court you never saw— Wait, is I just realized what the thing on the backpack is! It's a tiny little Mr. Hat, why are you on my— Apparently Trucy made merch! So you're telling this court you never saw anyone dressed up like Temataro? Yep. Was gone the whole time. That's truth. The whole truth. Nope. No nothing better than the truth. Temataro? Nah. You don't really believe in all that yokai mumbo jumbo, do you? I certainly don't. Oh, there it is. Figured. My bracelet. It's— something the matter, Apollo? My bracelet keeps squeezing my arm. Really? So, you think Mr. Tanuki, Filch, has been lying to us? I wouldn't rule it out. Now, if I could just zero in on a tell. Some sort of nervous habit. What the fucking— Where did you come from? Who burned in here? Oh, frick, this is Blackwell's! That's where the came from! Why are you here, sir? What the— what's a hawk doing in here? I think it is yours. Jump scared by a bird.
Allow me to introduce my trusty cohort, Taka.
Taka turned into a bird? I figured that was yours, considering the ascot. Matches your color palette.
Seems to have taken quite a liking to the courthouse. Made it his new home, in fact.
He doesn't live with you. You know, in jail? Who's ever heard of a courthouse bird?
Taka simply loves trickery and fraud. And the queer power of yours seems to have offended my dear Bossum Buzzard.
Bossum? This isn't some sort of trick or— Hey! Ah! I won't be able to spot squat like this. What in the heck's going on around here? Run for the hills!
No pets or other animals allowed in the courtroom.
I'm taking a screenshot. This is perfect.
Huck! Somebody help! Oh, he's merely having a bit of sport. He won't harm you, save when truly famished. In that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, You will ensure your feathered friend is properly fed.
Looks like we have to do this old-fashioned way. We'll be fine, I think. If there was someone dressed as Tenmataro there, Phil should have seen him. I'll just have to put our faith in Jinxie's statement for now.
You just accepted the hawk on your head? Mr. Justice, please proceed with your cross-examination.
Guarding the foyer.
At the time of the murder, I was on guard duty in the foyer, just like Mr. Kyobi asked.
Mr. Filch, why did Alderman Kyobi have you handle the guard duty?
Guess trust me, I am the mayor's caretaker after all.
So you took said guard duty seriously?
Let me tell you something about me, Yep!
Where does your hat go when you do that?
Listen here, you little snooky. Get straight to the point and be quick about it. The court wishes to hear what you did or didn't see in the foyer, and not else. Yes, of course, sir. Right away, sir.
Blackwell's got him completely under his thumb.
Like I was saying, I was guarding the foyer entrance that day.
Hold it!
So no one could get to him? Sounds like security was pretty tight.
That's because there's always lots of sneaking thieves around festival time.
Like you? And the solution was to entrust the mayor's security to a thief? That's not even funny. Maybe it's a matter of stopping thieves by hiring one. After all, it takes one to know one. I don't know. It seems more like laying the fox guard the henhouse to me.
So the witness testifies that he took his guard duty seriously. Yes, sir, your honor shape, sir.
I doubt it. I think you were watching TV.
I stood my eyes keeping good watch when the murder happened after 3 p.m.
Hold it!
Did you really keep an eye on the foyer the entire time?
Poor old Filchy. I'm working hard my whole life. Only to be smeared by some greenhorn and his fancy schmancy silly haircut. Ah! Sorry, Mr. Blackwell, sir. I didn't mean to get off subject there.
Sheesh. Blackwell didn't even say anything.
Answer your question, yes. I kept an eye, no, both of them, in fact, on the foyer. But I didn't see nothing out of the ordinary, no sirree.
Hold it!
Could you describe to the court who you would consider fishy looking?
Someone all fishy and shifty like. You know, like they're about to steal something.
He just described himself. I wonder why Mr. Filch didn't see Tenmataro. I know why. He was watching TV. Maybe Jinxie only thinks she saw Tenmataro, or maybe Mr. Filch is lying. And if he's lying, he might be able to spot a contradiction in his testimony. I know the contradiction.
Objection!
Don't lie to the court like that, Mr. Filch.
Hey, I ain't right to bushwhack a fellow like that.
Unfortunately for you, I have evidence that proves you're lying. If you look at this TV listing here, you'll see that at the time of the crime, there was a pro wrestling match scheduled. Something you'd never miss.
Ha! I didn't watch that one. No sirree. I was doing my job just like I was supposed to.
This guy doesn't know when to give up. Mr. Filch, someone even circled the match. It was you, right?
Yup!
Not only that, you even told me you watched it. You said, and I quote, "It was a complete disaster."
Ha!
So, do you admit of slacking off?
You can't trick me with your ruddy poo lawyer talk. I'm the one them professional types too. I can do double duty, watching TV and the foyer at the same time.
The only thing Filch can claim to be is professional of his professional theft.
Mr. Justice, you would have this court believe the witness was slacking off?
Yes, that's correct. He claims to have been watching TV in the foyer at the same time. But that's nothing but a bald-faced lie.
Bald, you say? But I'm not the one who's lying. Perhaps you meant the witness, Mr. Justice.
Why do you get on me for saying bald, but you don't get on freaking Blackwell over here, literally calling you the baldness? Your baldness. Your baldness.
In that case, let's see what evidence you can offer. You claim Mr. Filch is lying about watching TV in the foyer simultaneously. Now prove it.
There's only one TV.
Take that!
Please take a look at the direction the TV is facing in the diagram. Now, unless Mr. Filch has eyes where his right ear should be, I think it would be impossible to watch the foyer entrance and the TV at the same time.
Why, yes. Someone watching TV there couldn't possibly see the entrance.
Exactly. And that means, Mr. Filch, you were slacking off and were not watching the foyer as you claimed.
Yaps! A bag's out of a kid. Or, I mean, other way around.
Why does the hawk not like me using my bracelet? It's not trickery. It's literally just me looking very closely for a twitch.
Order. Order. Order! But Mr. Justice, is Mr. Filch less than stellar work ethic relevant to this case?
It's very relevant, because while he was slacking off watching TV, there really could have been a Tenmataro impersonator in the foyer.
Objection.
What now?
Granted, this Tanuki was lax in his duties, but he still had the foyer entrance covered.
Where did your hawk go? Is he gonna attack me again? What are you talking about? Oh, there he is. Hi.
This.
I'm not a mind reader. That's a hawk.
Auditory sense. His eyes may have been slacking off, but his ears were still hard at work. Right, Tanuki?
They were. They were? I mean, yes. Yes, they were. But you already admitted to slacking off. Now you say you weren't? My house might be lazy, but my ears ain't. I would've heard anyone in the foyer. They say the foyer floor and stairway get all creaky squeaky when someone walks on them. Creak, creak, creak. Loud enough to wake the dead, I reckon. So, you're saying you didn't hear anybody walk by? Yeah, my ears were working full time. So who's the liar now, you no good shit, sir? A lying thief calling me a shyster. This has to be the low point of my fledgling career. Gotta hand it to you, Mr. Blackwell, sir. You really are something else. I mean, you don't miss a thing. Them bags under your eyes. They're darker than mine.
Fair warning, Mr. Filch. Taka is particularly fond of Tanuki. Should you lie to this court again, you may suddenly find yourself on the menu.
Yes! Please don't eat me, Mr. Taka, sir! Please don't bring my eyes with your talons! I won't lie again! Please!
The witness will henceforth testify truthfully under penalty of painful bird attacks. His eyes will be ripped out of his skull and eaten before him. And with that in mind, the court requests that the witness revise his testimony accordingly.
Witness testimony. Ears working overtime. It's true. I was watching a pro wrestling match on the office TV. My eyes might have been sagging off, but my ears, they were working overtime. The floors, they're all creaky squeaky like. Well, I would have missed someone walking by. So you see, there weren't no Tamataro in the foyer.
Superstition is the religion of feeble minds. Understand. A simple, rational explanation is best. Forget yokai, demons, and such. We must use common sense for lacking that.
our entire world would be but upside down. Says the convict prosecutor, who is totally assigned at the end times for the legal world. And besides, if there were any yokai roam about, I'd nab them and sell them at the zoo. I wonder whether Jinxie was just seeing things. That seems to be a general consensus, but I'm sticking to my guns. But if we can't prove she saw Temataro, the mayor's sure to be convicted. Then we better hope my guns fire bullets, not BBs. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Yeah, I've had a face full of coffee and I've been whipped, and there has been so many things happening in this courtroom that he does not care about. Cross-examination. The only time he showed any concern is when Trucy got taken by that mysterious figure, which was Mr. Hat. Ears working overtime. It's true, I was watching pro wrestling, blah blah. You are paid for your work, aren't you? So how do you justify watching TV on the job? Easy being me. I mean, I can't watch TV when we have visitors. There's no way to record stuff. Sorry, am I supposed to be consoling you over your first world problems? Those are his only problems. He should consider himself lucky. I guess pro wrestling's serious business to Mr. Filch. How's my slacking off? My ears? I've been working overtime. You lied earlier about taking your guard duty seriously, didn't you? Oh, they ain't no harm in betting the truth a little, right? Listen to me, little Tanuki. Lie again, and Taka shall feast upon the forked tongue of yours. Yaps! Sorry! Just let me keep my tongue! At least have it until we get the truth out of him in any case. You were negligent in your duties, were you not? Yes, sir. I was, sir. But it ain't like that. The floor there's all creaky squeaky like. No way I would miss someone walking by.
Hold it!
So you have pretty good ears, Mr. Filch?
As good as they come, I'd say. Ain't nothing to hear a cricket floor. Plus, that Temataro makes a sound when he goes by. It's like a jingle jangle.
Jingle jangle? How does he do that?
It's that shower ease. That's what jingle jangles.
What's he talking about, Apollo? Beats me. I guess Temataro has staff that makes noise. Come to think of it, didn't Jinxie mention something like that too? She said she saw Temataro holding a staff-like object that made a jingling sound. I guess that's the source of the noise then. Well, Mr. Justice, Mr. Filch says Temataro jingle jangles. Would you consider this vital information?
Yes, considering that he has no staff in the scrolls. Extremely vital. I request that be added to his testimony. If Temataro passed by, his staff would have gone jingle jangle.
Hold it!
So Temataro's staff makes a distinctive sound?
Yep, like a jingle and jangle.
Wait, Jinxie said something like that. Something about Temataro making a jangly sound. I think we're missing something here. But I can't quite put a finger on it. I know what it is. Perhaps I should take a look at the court record again. I just want all the dialogue.
So you say, there weren't no Temataro in the floor.
Hold it!
Please tell the court, what did Jinxie see if it was not Temataro?
She's always going on about seeing this yokai and that. Just an act of imagination, I reckon. She won't even come near me because she thinks I'm some sort of Tanuki monster.
Can't say I blame her. So, Mr. Filch, you chalk it up to a child's active imagination? Yeah, no Tamataro or anyone else gone in or out of Kyobi Manor on my watch. Apollo, what could this mean? Do you think Jinxie was just seeing things? Well, if that's the case, the details she provided were pretty impressive. But if we're going to continue believing Jinxie's statement, we'll have to uncover Filch's lie? Right, or find out why he can't tell the truth. Because of the fish frog man! Okay.
Objection!
Temataro's staff would make a jangly sound, you said. You say. Well, I'm going to say that your story doesn't add up.
Is there something the defense would like to share with the court?
Mr. Filch, you say that you didn't see Temataro on the day of the incident. Why then did you assume just now that Temataro would be holding a staff? Huh? You see, the Temataro Jinxie saw held a staff in his hands, and she described its sound just like you did, as a kind of jangly sound. Yeah? So he was holding staff. What's your point?
Objection!
The point is that Temataro doesn't use a staff. Not normally. What are you talking about? You see, this is the only known document depicting Temataro. Is there a staff in the picture, Mr. Filch?
You're right. There's no staff. Not even a cane or a walking stick.
Heck!
So the question is, why does the witness think Temataro uses a staff?
I believe the answer will overturn the prosecution's case on the most basic level.
Well now, this is getting interesting. Alright, Mr. Justice. It's time to show the court where you're going with this. Please tell the court why Mr. Filch believes Temataro carries a staff.
He actually saw Temataro. Mr. Filch actually saw Temataro right after the crime occurred. That's the only way he could possibly have known about the staff. But let's say it again!
Bloody hell. You diabolical little...
Yes, how'd that feel, Blackwell? Not so fun when you're on the receiving end of the blade, is it? Admit it, Mr. Filch. You did see Temataro that day, didn't you? Well? I'm begging you, please don't mind me saying. But clearly you did see Temataro. Stop stalling and testify to that fact. No can do. No way, no how. You ain't got no idea how terrifying he can be. He? Mr. Filch still won't admit to seeing Temataro, even though everyone knows he did. The question now is, why? Mr. Filch is scared to death. Is that why he can't admit the truth? Come to think of it.
They say you must not gaze upon Temataro, but in the event that you do look, then tell anyone you saw. Temataro will claim your soul.
Jinxie wouldn't admit to seeing Temataro after hearing about the village superstitions. She said that if she told anyone that she had seen Temataro, he'd claim her soul. Wait, you think Filch believes that too?
So Mr. Big Time says liquor lawyer has heard about him. Them old village superstitions? Will the defense please explain what the witness is talking about?
The people of the Nine Tails Vale believe some pretty strange things. Their superstitions may be the reason our witness here can't admit the truth. The truth that he really did see Temataro.
They're armed straight, that's why. It's all right here.
Village superstitions. Do not gaze upon Temataro. Do not tell others if you see him. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul. There is, however, one way to save it. Your immediate departure from the village. Freeing him will bring ruin upon the village. Ignoring the superstitions will cost you your soul.
See? That's why us folks in Nightingale can't talk about seeing Temataro.
Village superstitions added to the court record. Superstitions that have been handed down generation to generation in Nine-Tailsvale. That clears up one mystery. The killer took advantage of the superstitions by wearing a Temataro costume. They knew that way no one could talk about him, so it was just as if he never existed. The defense holds that Temataro impersonator is the true killer. What?
Objection!
What? Superstitions, you say? What kind of fool would actually believe such rubbish? And would that using some silly fairy tale could so easily expose the culprit? You'll need to come up with a more rational, common sense explanation than that.
Objection!
Your common sense seems awfully narrow-minded to me, Prosecutor Blackwell.
Objection!
Try living in my world of narrow cells, mortal danger and dark, sleepless nights. Have you not slept since you've been in prison? Is that what's up with your eyes? There is no lack of superstitions in the clique, but few are those who truly believe in them.
Objection!
Well, the village superstitions are real enough to the people of the Nine-Tailsvale. A life or death superstition might make even you a believer. Why do I feel like one of these days those chains will break? Order, I say. You fool of a Tanuki. 2 times now your lies have cost me. Cost you what? A heart attack?
Sorry. I promise not to do it again.
Taka, my fine feathered friend. How about him?
Yaps! He's gonna eat me alive! Head for our heels!
Expecting that sound effect. Ah, he took off. Bailiff! 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 What are you waiting for? After him, and with your fastest men! That's certainly not something you see every day. There's a lot of chatter in the courtroom right now. Well, it would seem a new and important fact has come to light. A third party disguised as the yokai Temataro was at the scene. Now we have 2 witnesses who can attest to that fact. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell?
Uh-oh. What?
Huh? Huh!
His shackles. I'm too young to die. What did you spend this lightning in front of me? Is this the intimidation?
Justice Dono. Long has it been since I've been forced to draw my blade.
Was that your blade? Where did you get another feather? Are you burned? Are you plucking the feathers from your bird?
You had best say your prayers.
Huh?
Hick!
Hey! No! Fulbright! You're supposed to be the one keeping him under control! Fulbright! Kill me! Who let him have a sword? Does he even have a sword? He doesn't have a... There's no sword there! What do you think?
Detective, do something!
Have no fear! Fulbright is here! When the going gets tough, the champion of justice gets going! Well, get going! The convict literally just broke his shackles, and he's threatening me with a sword that doesn't seem existent! Then get going already before he kills us! Oh, but I stand in awe of Simon Blackwell, for it is in his sense of justice that has set him free. Ballbright, enough with the justice thing and I need something stronger than what you gave him, because clearly he can break them. Objection! Objection! I object to Detective Fulbright's definition of justice. You say that under the table? Really?
Silence.
The silence worked! I got that was a new voice line I've never heard before. It scared me.
I'm not in the habit of cutting down unarmed cowards. Oh, well, in that case, Prosecutor Blackwell, can I ask you to,
I think the judge forgot he's in charge here. And not to mention, he is like the definition of an unarmed coward right now. No, I think I am too, but I have been given reason considering he sliced a feather that was in front of me.
So, Justice Dono's assertion is this. Temotaro was the real killer, not Mayor Tenma. According to him, there was a yokai at the scene of the crime.
Right, and that yokai, or rather, whoever was impersonating him, killed Alderman Kyobi.
Silence.
Again with the silence! Someone take his sword away!
Care to explain why Jinxie, being the first to discover the murder, did not see your alleged killer yokai there in the box chamber?
What? He's right. She said nothing about Temotaro being in the fox chamber.
Let me enlighten you. That little scamp heard a dying scream right before she opened the chamber door.
And your point is?
Upon opening the door, she found a freshly skewed murder victim, the alderman, and the homicidal maniac who had killed him, the mayor.
No, it must have been someone dressed up like Tema. Ah! Again with the sword! Who let him have the sword?
Then why does that little scamp claim not to have seen a yokai in the fox chamber? Considering her father's accused of murder, surely she would have mentioned any third party that might have been in the room.
I don't understand. Why didn't she see Temotaro inside the fox chamber?
There is but one way to find out. Ask Jinxie Tenma whether she saw your killer yokai at the scene of the crime. Uh-oh. The final battle draws nigh. Only one of us will leave here alive. Long has my blade thirsted for blood. At long last it shall be sated.
Wait, this is still a trial, right?
Show me what you're truly capable of, Justice Dono.
Hey! Hey! Your bird's over here! Don't try to slice me! You'll slice your bird!
Very well then. Both parties are no doubt need.
There's so much that happened.
Very well then. Both parties no doubt need some time to regroup. So the court will take a 10-minute recess in order to... 3 minutes.
What?
I'm sorry, but a 3-minute recess? Just so. Plenty of time if your destination of intent is the loo. The loo? You mean the bathroom?
Why are you British? Sheesh. At least include enough time to wash our hands.
See that you take no more than 3 minutes. All latecomers will be punished. Yes, sir. I hereby declare a 3-minute recess before the battle begins. Just get your hawk off my head. I can feel its talons digging into me. Please call off your hawk. Please. I declare Prosecutor Blackquill the winner of this round of Simon Says. Doesn't bode well for us in the if the prosecutor is running the show, does it? Fulbright! Wait! Fulbright! Still have to replace the shackle! Wait a second! Fulbright, at least during the 3-minute recess, replace the shackles! April 18th, 10:40 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. He busted out of his shackles. Yeah, what was that all about? Guess they don't make shackles like they used to. Better be careful, Apollo. You've really brought out the samurai in him. Especially after you proved that there was a Tamataro impersonator at the manor. What's with that guy and the whole samurai act anyway? Such fine swordsmanship. That is no mere act. Mr. Justice, it's high time I challenge this jailhouse prosecutor to a duel. No, wait! Let's save the dueling until after we prove your innocence. I suppose it could wait till later. Does anyone remember we're conducting a trial here? Athena, I'm gonna go wash up. Remember what Blackquill said, Apollo. Don't be late. I'm gonna be late, aren't I? Oh no. April 18th, 10:43 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 4. Now then, I believe our next witness is Miss Jinxie Tedma, a maid at QB Manor. I believe we can proceed now. When the witness is ready, that is. Oh, what is this? What is this? What are you doing? I am near 100 really Wow, that is one well-polished tray. The witness will show her face while in court, or her testimony will be inadmissible. What is it, my child? Be gone, near yon, leader of the 100 demons. You think I'm a yokai? Well, I was once known as a judicial monster of sorts. The beast at the bar. The demon of due process, if you will. My charm has no effect. The demon of due process? Not sure you can see that one. Now, you little scamp. Why are you calling her scamp? Yes? It's Fulbright! You didn't change the shackles! Wait a second! Change the shackles, Fulbright! I trust you know why you're here. Bags. Bags. That tricksy Tanuki. Try the noodle stand. Go enjoy a big bowl of Tanuki tail noodles while you're at it. Everyone's a comedian. No. I meant your bags. The ones under your eyes. You must have trouble sleeping. Here. This charm will keep Azukaria away. Azukaria? The yokai that washes Azuki beans. The only thing needing washing will be your father's neck before I take his head clean off. Azuki often keeps people up at night with the noise it makes washing beans. But if you stick this charm on your forehead, you won't hear him anymore. Is that so? Well, thank you. Were you originally believing? I have no clue. Maybe the slashing one, I'm not sure. Looks like Prosecutor Blackquill got more than he bargained for. They're bad enough alone, but together, those two are just plain creepy. Looks like Black Quill originally thought that she was gonna be a liar and a cheat or something and a terrible person, but after showing her concern, he was like, maybe she's not that bad. Your testimony, if you please, Miss Tenma. Specifically, whether or not you saw Tenma Taro when you discovered the crime scene. Witness testimony. What Jinxie saw.
Didn't I see Taro at the Fox Chamber? Well, when I opened the door, I saw... Yes. Now I remember. Yokai! Right there in that room.
So there was a yokai at the scene of the crime?
Them?
Wait, more than one yokai? Timotoro happened to be among them?
I don't know. I just don't know. All I know is the room was swimming in yokai. Gotcha. They were all there.
Well, this is an unexpected turn of events. We've gone from no yokai to a flood of them. This is ludicrous. You would have this court listen to this delusional little scamp's testimony.
Hold it!
And hold it. What? Oh, hi. Your Honor, I believe her memory is simply clouded by fear. But a quick therapy session will ease her mind. With the court's permission, of course. What a fabulous idea. Please proceed, Miss Sykes. You sure you know what you're doing, Athena? She's obviously not herself. The trauma of discovering that crime scene and fear of testifying have her dazed and confused. Regular ball of confusion. But my analytical psychology-based approach should be able to help. Blackwell and Jinxie spin off. Any objections, Prosecutor Blackwell? Shall we let Miss Sykes proceed? It makes no difference to me. Do as you will, but I doubt we shall get any valuable testimony. She'd be rather served by bearing witnesses to the sword skills I forged in a distant land. I'll show you. Wait, why'd you attack me but not her? Wait, she's currently doing trickery. Why are you not attacking Athena? Oh, she's so scared it broke the system.
Did I see Taro in the Fox Chamber? Oh, well, when I opened the door, I saw, yes, now I remember. Yokai, right there in the room.
Found something. Looks like an out-of-control emotion. Athena? What exactly are we looking at here? Wait, that's the shattered coffee cup on the ground. I don't understand what's up with that over there. And there's the two-tailed cat. Oh, this? It's one of my widget's functions. Right here you can see images and emotions extracted from the witness's voice. Whoa! You mean that little thing can do all this?
Pretty cool, huh?
Pretty cool, huh? And here I thought it was just some kid's toy. Unfortunately, all I'm getting is an overflow error right now. See how sad is brightly lit there at the bottom left? She's under an uncontrollable amount of distress, which is masking her other emotions. It seems the sheer terror she experienced has made her a confused mess. So... all those yokai she thinks she saw are... So, all those yokai she thinks she saw are a product of rampant emotions?
Yes, that's right. Her fear was instilled in her hallucinations and false memories. She's seeing normal, everyday objects as monsters in her mind. It's a form of schizophrenia hallucination brought on by emotional trauma. The trauma in Jinxie's case is fear.
So she was, and still is, seeing ordinary objects as yokai.
We'll have to find the root cause of her extreme fear before I can treat it. Now let's see. Apollo, can you point at the yokai on the Wheel of Fire? She seems particularly terrified of that one. Start by pressing probe. Next, point to what's causing Jinxie out of control emotion. Finally, hit probe again and to try and get the heart of the matter.
Okay, let's try this. Let's give this a try. Cat monster on a wheel. Fireball ghost. Wall monster. Wall monster. What the heck? There's the cup monster and the raccoon dog. Oh, okay, so I'm trying to calm her down enough to where she's actually thinking. Alright.
Got it!
Jinxie, what's the name of that yokai on the Wheel of Fire?
That's... Gotcha. A yokai that steals the bodies of the recently deceased. I bet it came to steal the aldermans.
It's almost creepy how well that fits the actual situation.
Exactly. It's a form of hallucination where the patient can't see things as what they are. There must be something at the scene of the crime that she's mistaken for Akasha. Apollo, you need to point out what she thought was a yokai on a Wheel of Fire.
I think I know the answer now. Jinxie, that wasn't Akasha you saw. It was the chandelier! Could you have possibly mistaken this for Akasha? Oh, didn't mean to do that. It was the chandelier! The light.
Light fixture?
This one right here. It's a flame design and it's up there on the ceiling. There was never a yokai in a Wheel of Fire. The Akasha you saw was just a light fixture. Info update. Alright, so I need to work out all of those.
That's one memory back to normal. Nice job. Now that you've got a hang of it,
it should be a cinch to point at the rest. Jinxie, what about this white wall-like monster?
That's a Nurikabe. It's a wall monster that blocks your way or leads you astray.
That's no yokai, Jinxie. The folding screen. And this raccoon dog isn't a tanuki monster. Just the statue of one. And look. These are coffee cups. And this right here, and this right here, it's nothing more than a fox statue.
I don't know what I was thinking. You did it, Apollo! Her extreme fear is under control now. It was all just my eyes playing tricks on me. There weren't any yokai after all. See? A clear-cut statement. That's the power of my psychology and your intuition, Apollo. And just like we thought, there never really were any yokai in the Fox Chamber.
Oh no, that proved Blackwell. Right. There never really were any yokai there. So, the defense is asserting the exact opposite of their original assertion. Wait, Jinxie? What about Temataro?
There wasn't anyone that dressed up as Temataro or any other yokai either. I remember it clearly now.
You've gotta be joking! I can't do the double voice.
Order. Order the court.
I think we just dug our own grave.
Allow me to push you in. It's the least I could do.
Can you stop doing that? No!
Apollo, can I interrupt your freak out for just a minute? I'm still picking up some noise. It's an unexpected emotion.
Does that mean Jinxie hasn't remembered everything yet?
Exactly. We should be able to get something else out of her. I'll enter the new information we saw and run an update. Did I see Taro in the box chamber? I was so scared when I entered the room. My legs gave out, and I fell to the floor.
You feel empty.
There in the box chamber, I saw Alderman dead on the table, and Papa collapsed in a chair. Nobody else was there, and that includes Taro.
Wait, what am I supposed to do?
Try to find the emotions that contradict her statement.
So if I find a contradictory emotion, I should point it out?
That's right, but it's not just contradictory emotion you should look out for. You should also keep an eye out of sudden changes in emotions' intensity. Her emotions might get stronger or weaker as you move from statement to statement. It's important to compare how the same emotion changes throughout the testimony.
Oh, like the surprise? Contradictory emotions and changes in intensity. Okay, I'll give it a shot. Alright, let's... You gotta watch and listen very carefully. Oh, surprise got very intense. Right here.
Got it!
It seems like an unnatural reaction.
Really? Because I don't see it that way.
So isn't it unexpected giving her testimony?
Hello? Is there anybody in there? Just nod if you can hear me.
Yes, there is someone at home, and that someone is going to try that again. Wait, why weren't you
Got it!
freaked out? Why did that go down? The amount of fear you felt is rather low despite your legs having given out from fright. Could something have lessened your fear?
Actually, I did experience a sudden burst of courage at that moment.
You did? Where did it come from?
Let me think. It was Mama. I suddenly felt as if she was there with me. Okay, I'll enter a sudden burst of courage. Now let's see. Ah, look! Apollo, the noise is all gone. Jinxie seems to have remembered everything now.
Bye-bye. Okay. Sunburst of courage. Now, where could that have come from? Jinxie, was there something that gave you a sunburst of courage?
Yes, there was, but I realized I had done something naughty, and I thought about it later.
Any idea what could have happened? What could have given Jinxie that courage? Well, there is one piece of evidence that comes to mind. Wonder if she saw something like it at the scene of the crime. Jinxie, did your sunburst of courage have anything to do with this? The Nine-Tails flower? Jinxie, you didn't happen to see a Nine-Tails flower there at the scene, did you?
The demon lawyer strikes again. I can't hide anything from you. I found a small case with a picture of a Nine-Tails flower on it. I liked it so much I kept it.
You what? You can't remove evidence from a crime scene?
That's right, young lady. Removing evidence is a big no-no. Now, the witness will produce said evidence this instant. It does seem to be some sort of a case. Oh, look, something slid out. It appears to be a key. Might I have a look, your baldness?
Did your bird just steal it?
This is none other than the master key to the Kyobi Manor. Are you certain of this, Prosecutor Blackwell? It matches the serial number of the key that went missing after the murder.
A master key? That went missing? Why don't I like the sound of that?
Our little scamp here has stumbled upon an article of unimaginable consequence.
That's a little melodramatic, don't you think?
Heed these words, for I shall say them but once. The sole key to the fox chamber has been in this little scamp's constant possession. Ergo, she was the sole person that could use it before, during, and after the murder. Which leaves the master key as the only other key that could have opened the chamber. But this master key was found in a room that had been locked by this girl.
What? And your point is?
Until Jinxie Tedma opened the fox chamber with her key, the room had been locked tight from the outside world. And there was no one else in there save the victim and his killer. I trust you have figured it out for yourself by now. A killer other than Mayor Tedma himself would be utterly inconceivable.
No! There's a vent! There's a vent! It's a really big vent, too! There's a vent!
Objection!
Thank you, Athena! How could this happen?
The defense's assistant will refrain from growling her frustrations.
Athena, are you alright? I know Mayor Tedma's innocent, but there's nothing we can do!
This sucks. Sykes, Dono. Allow me to put you out of your misery.
Can I decline your offer?
Abandon your client and your misplaced faith in him. Let the relief of a clear head and a clean conscience come rushing in. That will make the inevitable guilty murder far easier to accept.
Great. Now he's playing Simon Says with us. Well, he's not going to fool us with his stupid mind games. Athena, don't fall for his tricks. Now I'm the one who's dazed and confused. I can't even think straight. Hey, are you alright? She fell right into his trap.
Now I suggest you make a mad dash from the courtroom and into the wild blue yonder. Only by running shall your mind be cleared, your conscience cleansed.
Alright, I'll back... Stay with me, Athena. Don't let yourself be twisted by that samurai. Apollo?
Mr. Justice, I heard the word objection. What was it you object to?
Huh? Oh, right. That objection was more of a reflex than anything else. Though I was hoping something would come to me when I was trying to stop Athena.
The court is waiting, Mr. Justice. And though as it stands now, I'll be forced to declare your client guilty and your legal skills suspect if this is it. Now, do you have anything that could overturn the prosecution's case?
Well, actually, I do. I'm apollojustice, and I'm fine! Apollo? You do have something more than your cords of steel, don't you? Not really, but we'll be fine. But I got absolutely nothing. That's never stopped me before. The diagram with the vent on it! Come on! I have to explain how the real killer could have escaped that locked room. The vent! Because it's all over if I don't. The vent!
Apollo, this calls for a new approach.
Yeah, like the vent.
Try to think outside the box.
I am. It's called a vent. Or in this case, inside the box. What doozy that locked room is too. A vent that is perfectly shaped for a human to go through. It's the vent. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have anything that can counter the prosecution's argument? Yes, it's a vent. You bet I do. The real killer must have escaped from the locked room one way or another. Vague conjecture shall only earn you a taste of my blade, Justice Dono. Time to do or die, literally. The defense will now explain how it would be possible to escape the locked room.
You sure about this, Apollo? Can you really explain what happened?
I'm fine. You just need to think this whole escaping a locked room thing over from the beginning. Vent! So, let's see. If the killer had escaped through the vent, how could they have done so? Through the vent!
Choices are pretty limited.
Vent! Vent!
The room has a window, but it doesn't open wide enough for anyone to go through. There's a sheer cliff outside, but there is a vent. There is a vent.
Look up! There is a vent!
As for the air vent, it's up too high and there's nothing you can stand on to reach it. And needless to say, the forbidden chamber wouldn't open no matter what we did. So that's out.
Yeah, that's why we gotta keep the solution simple. Like they say, simple is best. Vent!
We need to rule out all of the absolutely impossible escape routes.
Then, what's ever left just might lead us to how the Fox Chamber was compromised. Your Honor, the defense proposes that the killer escaped through here. The air duct. The vent. Vent!
I didn't mean to do that.
Vent.
Take that!
Just how did the killer escape through there, Miss Justice? Your reasoning skills seem as questionable as your proposed escape route. I wish I could escape right now. I'm afraid there's no escaping a penalty for your random guessing, Mr. Justice.
The vent! Can I try that one again? The vent! What are you talking about? The vent is... What? Huh? What?
Fine then. The forbidden chamber. Just how did the killer escape through there, Mr. Justice? Your reasoning skills seem as questionable as possible escape route.
How's it not the vent?
Okay, it definitely can't be the window. It's not the vent. It's not the forbidden chamber. So if that's the case, they probably hid in the Fox chamber. I know they explained the reason, but still, I'm convinced with the vent! You can't blame me!
Take that!
Just how did the killer escape through there, Mr. Justice?
Dang it.
I'm not meaning to randomly guess. I'm very confused. Can't be the window. It's not the forbidden chamber, and it's not the air duct. So how did they... Front door. Gosh.
Take that!
The hallway door. Well, yes, I suppose that would be the only way out. It would appear you've already forgotten. The only available key until Jinxie Tenma came on scene was in that locked room. How would one exit the Fox Chamber and lock it without a key? I should have seen this coming.
Remember, Apollo, keep it simple.
Simple, right? Could understand if the killer hadn't exited the room with the key, but...
Well, Mr. Justice, the prosecution has some fine Japanese steel waiting unless you explain yourself quickly.
I'm fine. I can explain myself. The reason the Fox Chamber's hallway door was locked was because the perp locked it from outside. Tema locked on its own. I mean, is it possible that it locked on its own? Oh, I'm gonna die. I need to save. Give me a sec. Okay. So it's either gonna be the perp locked it from outside or Tema locked it from inside. Because I doubt it locked on its own. I think it's from the inside and they just hid in the room until she left. What's this one? Let's do it outside. What the room was locked from the outside? In other words, the killer took the key through the hallway door and locked it. Ouch!
Consider this. The master key was found inside the tightly locked Fox Chamber. Any assertion that the key was removed from that room is a blatant contradiction of fact.
Exiting the room before locking the door would require taking the key outside. But the key was found inside the room, which does seem like a contradiction. If only we could explain both. Like, how the key could be inside the room and be used to lock the door from outside. Oh, I know! They crawled through the vent and dropped it in!
Well, let's see if defense can respond before Prosecutor Blackwell draws his sword. How could the master key be at the crime scene despite the room being locked airtight?
Changed the lock, threw it from outside. Slipped it in when the door was opened. Threw it from outside. What about? I'm obsessed with the vent, I'm sorry! Why if someone threw it into the room from the outside? You know, something like go out the hallway door, lock the room, and then toss the key back in through the window? That would explain how the master key could be inside the locked room.
And where would you throw it from? There was a cliff outside the Fox Chamber's window. Throwing the key in from there was an impossibility.
Oh, right. Eck! I wonder if the key could have been tossed in from somewhere other than the window. The vent! Somewhere other than the window. Could the key have been tossed in through somewhere other than the window? The vent! The vent! The air duct, the vent!
Take that!
The air vent.
Yes. The window may be out of the question, but the air vent's not. Oh, that's right! The Fox Chamber's air duct leads out into the hallway. That's right. The real killer entered the air duct from the vent outside the Fox Chamber, then dropped the key into the room through the vent inside the chamber. Yeah! You actually got sliced. What was that?
That's preposterous.
Oh, that explains how the key got in there after it was used to lock the door perfectly.
Mr. Justice, I'm afraid I'm a bit confused.
Don't worry. I'll explain it so even Your Honor can understand. First, the real killer disguised as Temataro murdered the alderman in the Fox Chamber. Then, they fled the room through the hallway door and locked it. Next, they entered the air duct from the vent outside in the hallway. Finally, the killer tossed the key into the room through the air vent in the ceiling there. All that was left to do after that was go back through the air duct and flee the manor. Well, Your Honor, Could that be any clearer?
Amazing. Even I could follow that.
Wait, why did the gavel pick up?
The judge seems really pleased.
That explains everything. The real killer was someone dressed up like Tematara. And there was someone else other than the mayor and the alderman in that room.
Hey, looks like the lawyer is being the jailbird prosecutor.
Wow, what a turnabout. That massive forehead of his.
What did that lady say?
That massive forehead of his seems so much more attractive now.
Order. Order. Order, I say.
Now that I proved the possible third party, I don't see how our client could be guilty.
Silence.
Stop silencing me.
Valiant effort, Justice Dono. But your final thrust missed its mark.
Huh?
Both that little scamp and the tricksy Tanuki saw the yokai after it left the room. But then what? Did that irksome yokai simply go through the foyer and waltz right out the front door?
That's exactly what happened. The killer fled from the— Ow!
But that is impossible, without being spotted by the foyer security camera, that is. The electric eye here would have
No, I see a way out.
captured any pesky little yokai trying to escape. However, there was no sign of Tenmataro anywhere on the security footage.
What?
Save for the foyer entrance, there is no other way to flee the manor, is there?
I don't feel so good.
Wait, I believe there is one other way to escape besides the foyer entrance.
There's a large window in the foyer.
It's possible to escape through there without being seen by the security camera.
Hey, you're right.
Silence.
Must I point out every crucial detail to the defense? It seems you lack not only brains, but investigative prowess to boot. That is the cliffside of the manor.
Oh, I saw what changed. Okay.
The only killer escaped that way would be a dead one.
No!
Wait, so the killer didn't escape out the foyer window?
What the heck, right?
I suppose your next proposal is that the killer sprouted wings and flew off into the sunset.
Actually, yes. That would mean the killer really was a yokai.
If only we had some sort of evidence that could point to a flying killer.
Oh, we do. It's a newspaper article. Who's saying we don't? As completely far-fetched as it might be.
You're saying you can prove the killer could fly?
Whoa! I thought I was the one with the cords of steel.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this.
Your Honor?
What evidence do you have that the killer flew away?
This newspaper article. Right here. Here you are.
Hello, I am your Google Home Assistant, Alexa. What can I do for you today?
I don't have an Alexa, so I don't know what she says. Take a look at the special edition paper. Temataro,
real or flight of fancy? What does this article prove, Mr. Justice?
The photo in that article was taken shortly after the murder. Maybe the yokai in that photo is the killer shortly after they fled out of the window?
Mr. Justice, you're not seriously suggesting...
Oh, I'm serious. I mean, it all adds up. The killer disguised as Temataro flew away. You... That's damn close to her, really?
Hello, how are you?
The killer disguised as Temataro flew away. You know, by some way or another.
Silence.
It is your brain that has flown the coop. That image is not but trick photography or some other form of art
something? What? What was that word?
artifice.
Artifice? Okay, then how about the Temataro figure Mr. Filch saw? It just vanished into thin air.
No, there is a rational, common sense explanation for that.
Not everything is actually, has common sense to be explained about.
The infernal yokai, or Trixie Tanuki, witnessed never reached the entrance. He, or should I say she, turned back before the camera's electric eye.
She? I don't like where this is going one bit.
Now, the fact that we know the yokai had come from the Fox Chamber means that it was likely either Mayor Damien Tenma or his daughter, Jinxie Tenma. However, we know that Mayor Tenma was already unconscious at that time.
Then why is he still the suspect? Not good. Not good at all.
Do you understand the gravity of the situation now, Justice Dono? The falsified yokai remnants and the appearance of Tenma Taro were the work of one individual. And that individual is none other than Jinxie Tenma.
Are you the... You make no sense, man. Ah! No!
Order! Order! The defense will stop competing for the greatest freakout ever. The little scamp was, no doubt, simply trying to protect her father. And it's no wonder that her superstitious mind conjured up this mad masquerade. Prosecutor Blackwell's assertion makes perfect sense to me. It's far more convincing than saying the killer escaped by flying out of the window.
You've already dealt with a flying killer. Why can't you just deal with this one? We've already had a flying killer, man. Why are you questioning this guy?
Do you truly believe this could end any other way?
Did we fall right into his trap? What do we do now, Apollo? Our case no longer stands without a real yokai. If only we had one.
Bailiff, seize her. This time I interrogated her as the samurai of your wood.
Hold it? Who's holding? Am I? Are you? Oh, it's her father! Mayor Tenma.
This farce is over. How does it feel seeing your own daughter accused of a cover-up most foul? Tenma Taro's true identity is... Now, Mr. Mayor. It would be futile at this point to claim you were the yokai. After all, you had been knocked out cold by a blow to the skull. Slipping into a yokai costume and roaming about the manor would be all but impossible. Consider this well. It stands your daughter will be arrested for obstruction of justice. But if you confess, the prosecution would be willing to overlook your little yokai farce. Confess! The defendant intends to confess?
No, this Black Quill's freaking blackmailing this dude! Wait. Apollo? Prosecutor Blackwell's up to his mind games again. Mayor Tenma, no! Don't fall for his twisted words!
If you're sent away for murder, Jinx will be left all alone.
The real killer is...
Maritemma's going to confess unless we do something.
But I can't prove how the real killer could have flown away.
Caw, 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 caw. Look upon me and despair, for ripe is the time for my return. Uh-oh. I should watch what I wish for. What's happening? Ka, ka, ka. Foolish mortals. I am Demataro, the yokai you seek.
Maritemma?
Silence. I am Demataro, freed from the bonds binding me to the forbidden chamber. Behold, the return of the Demon King.
What the? Demon King?
Well then, I think it's time for me to take a vacation. The witness will, he will explain himself. Are you saying that Tematara, the yokai we've been chasing this whole time? Indeed, it is I, Temataro, the one whom you seek, come to reveal the truth. His child is Temataro, you say? What nonsense.
So Maritemma is a yokai now?
Ka, 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 ka. His body is now mine. So you're saying that Maritemma is being possessed by you? That the yokai that Jinxie Temma and Phineas Filch saw, and the one captured in the newspaper photo, those were all you? The accursed power of these warding charms prevents me from revealing my true form.
What?
Your boldness. Can this not be interpreted as an admission of guilt? Well, confession by yokai would be quite unprecedented. Be that as it may, the defense's case has been overturned.
Huh? What?
You claim the yokai that little scamp saw was some third party. The true killer. The one who escaped from the locked box chamber. But it was the accused all along.
No, someone else.
Ironic, is it not? Your yokai turned out to be real in a manner of speaking. For the alderman's killer is none other than Mayor Tenma, the yokai's at the scene. That, too, was Mayor Tenma, or should I say, our dear Tenma Taro. The pieces have all fallen into place.
Then why was his unconscious body at the scene then? How so, Prosecutor Blackwell?
It seems I must spell it all out for you. Mayor Tidma killed the alderman in the Fox Chamber, which was locked at the time. He then removed the warding charms from the Forbidden Chamber's door, but then fell unconscious from the blow the alderman has delivered to his head. That's when his daughter Jinxie Tedma stumbled on the scene of the crime.
But his body was in a chair.
The little scamp fled in terror, whereupon the spirit of Tedma Taro, freed at last from the charm's warding effect, took possession of the mayor. The newly freed Tedma Taro then fled from the Fox Chamber. So you see,
The yokai Jinxie Tenma saw was her father possessed by Tenma Taro.
Objection!
But when we arrived on the scene, the mayor was found unconscious. How's that possible if he was supposed to have flown out the foyer window?
Then what? Do you mean to say that the maid of Kyobi Manor, Jinxie Tenma, was Tenma Taro?
No. Oh. Ah! Hold it.
That too is easily explained. Flew about it for a time, but deny. We're presently tired. I'm made for the Forbidden Chamber. But alas, exhaustion took me unawares in the Fox Chamber, and I knew no more.
It would seem the pieces are still in place.
No, it doesn't. Is Black Quill up to his tricks again?
I don't know what to say. Is the defendant, a real live? So the rumor about Mayor Tenma is true. I knew yokai were real.
You mean he really did kill the alderman? Just so he could release Tenma Taro?
Order! Order! Order!
Now he's got everyone in the courtroom believing in yokai. Simon says on steroids. He wants to convict our client any way he can, even if it means blaming a yokai.
The proverbial ducks are all in a row. You should have no qualms about finding the accused guilty, your baldness. This is one of the most bizarre cases in my entire career. Otherworldly, in fact. Can yokai even be prosecuted under our legal system?
Mayor Tenma is just pretending to be Tenma Taro to protect his daughter. Plus, I already proved how a third party could have escaped from the locked room. A verdict at this point would be premature.
Since both sides have raised valid points, I have no choice but to... This is the dark age of law where defense attorneys are not to be trusted.
What?
This is but a ploy to gain time for them to fabricate evidence. How will I sneak tonight? Knowing you will not let the sun rise on the mayor's day of reckoning, Justice Dono.
Do you just not like defense attorneys because one of them put you in jail?
Objection!
I won't fabricate any evidence.
Then prove it by joining me. A night in the clink will ensure you will not succumb to temptation.
How about I just promise not to succumb to anything?
You have both evidence and a confession. The killer is this yokai before us. It is beyond dispute. A guilty verdict is all but...
What is happening? What's wrong with him?
Prosecutor Blackquill! We've had enough of your hijinks! The foundation of justice is fair play, and you are in serious violation of that!
What in the devil was that?
Did you put a shock collar? Is he wearing like a shock collar, or did you implant him with one?
The whole Fulbright. Have you tampered with my shackles in some manner?
It seems you found that quite shocking. It's my special Jolt of Justice Vice. Each press is a shocking reminder to behave.
You shall pay for this. Son Blackquill. Ah!
Your Honor! You need not fear now. I believe Prosecutor Blackquill will remain on his best behavior.
A bit late with the reassurances, aren't we, Detective?
Well, in that case, this concludes today's deliberations. The prosecution and defense will use this opportunity to further investigations. This court is adjourned.
To be continued. Okay. That's actually a good... Okay. It's now day 2. Investigation. But that's gonna be where I have to leave. Because we are already on 3.5 hours and I don't... I was wondering if